This is Echoes of History, where the past still speaks.
Imagine accidentally stepping into a hidden chamber of history, a room filled with humanity's greatest inventions, forgotten completely by the passage of time. Eternal flames that burn for thousands of years without ever going out. Mysterious machines that move perpetually without human power. Or extraordinary construction techniques so advanced that even modern science bows in admiration. What would happen if these ancient technological secrets, which once propelled civilizations to their most glorious heights, suddenly resurfaced? In this journey, we'll explore 40 ancient technological mysteries that once changed the world, yet, for mysterious reasons, vanished into the shadows of history. 1. Greek fire. In the year 673 AD, as twilight fell gently over the Bosporus Strait, hundreds of Arab warships emerged on the horizon like a fierce storm, determined to engulf Constantinople in flames. The Byzantine Empire stood on the brink of annihilation, its armies exhausted and hope fading fast. Yet in this darkest hour, a mysterious weapon appeared, shifting the empire's fate and sending enemies fleeing in panic. It was a legendary substance known to posterity simply as Greek fire. Ancient accounts describe this extraordinary weapon as something that could cling stubbornly to any surface, blazing fiercely even upon contact with water, transforming the sea itself into a roaring inferno. Enemy soldiers watched in terror as their ships turned into drifting torches, helplessly consumed by relentless flames. But even more mysterious was the closely guarded formula for creating this supernatural fire, revealed to only a small, elite group of Byzantine alchemists. According to surviving documents, Greek fire's composition possibly included petroleum, resin, quicklime, sulfur, and other secret ingredients. Yet every modern attempt to recreate this fearsome weapon has ended in complete failure. Even with knowledge of its suspected components, finding the precise ratios and methods for blending them remains a nearly insurmountable challenge. Some scholars speculate that the Byzantines used complex compounds imported from the East, or specialized metallurgical techniques inherited from ancient Egypt. But the exact truth remains buried deep within history's shadows. While Greek fire undeniably saved the Byzantine Empire from destruction, the imperial authorities understood all too well its catastrophic potential. Terrified that their secret could fall into enemy hands, emperors guarded the formula fiercely, entrusting it only to a handful of trusted insiders within the imperial court. When Constantinople finally fell to Ottoman forces in 1453, this legendary weapon vanished permanently. Did the Byzantines deliberately destroy their secret, or did time and warfare simply erase all traces? Thousands of years later, historians, chemists, and archaeologists continue their relentless search for answers. Yet the mystery of this incredible technology remains elusive, like a ghostly legend shimmering faintly through the mists of history. Could it be that modern humans still lack the wisdom and ingenuity of ancient alchemists? Or is the secret of Greek fire patiently waiting somewhere in the darkness for the day it will finally be rediscovered, ready once again to shock and awe the entire world? 2. The Antikythera mechanism. In the spring of 1901, beneath the sparkling sunlight on the deep blue waters near the Greek island of Antikythera, a group of sponge divers stumbled upon an ancient shipwreck lying quietly on the ocean floor for nearly 2,000 years. Amid bronze statues, jewelry, and fragments of ancient civilization, they discovered a strange, rust-covered metal object, something no one at the time could have imagined would become one of the most astonishing archaeological finds of the 20th century. This was the Antikythera mechanism, a device so sophisticated that it seemed impossible to exist in an era when humanity still viewed the wheel itself as a groundbreaking invention. At first glance, this artifact appeared to be nothing more than a useless chunk of corroded metal. But as archaeologists and engineers carefully removed the layers of sediment, they were stunned to reveal a complex system of intricately assembled gears, meticulously crafted to an astonishing level of precision. When experts finally reconstructed the mechanism, the scientific community was left in awe. This ancient device could precisely calculate the movements of the sun, the moon, and even the planets of our solar system. It could predict astronomical events such as solar and lunar eclipses with a degree of accuracy comparable to modern astronomical instruments. But how could the ancient Greeks, living more than 2,000 years ago, have created such an advanced device? Tiny bronze gears, some measuring just a few millimeters, were crafted so precisely that experts believe magnifying lenses or specialized tools must have been used to produce them. This realization raised a profound question. Could the ancient Greek civilization have possessed technological capabilities far beyond what we traditionally imagine? According to historical records, this device might have originated from the astronomical school of Hipparchus, the renowned astronomer who lived in the 2nd century BC and was the first to accurately map the positions of stars. Yet no surviving texts explicitly mention the Antikythera mechanism itself, leaving its creator's identity and origins shrouded in mystery. Another intriguing theory suggests the mechanism might have been a product of the legendary Library of Alexandria, a hub of the ancient world's greatest minds, tragically destroyed in a devastating fire, burying countless inventions and invaluable knowledge forever in the shadows of history. Even more astonishing is the philosophical universe hidden within the Antikythera mechanism. Engraved carefully on its surfaces are inscriptions in ancient Greek describing astronomical phenomena, planetary positions, and the eternal laws governing celestial movements. It seems the device's creator sought not just to measure the heavens, but to grasp the mysteries of the universe itself, holding them within the palm of a human hand. Yet, remarkably, the secret behind the Antikythera mechanism vanished completely from human history shortly afterward, as no similar device has been found in the centuries since. Was this machine the final testament of a once great astronomical tradition now forgotten? Or does it hint at another hidden chapter of ancient Greek history yet to be uncovered. Today, standing before the reconstructed Antikythera mechanism, one can't help but feel humbled by the ingenuity of those who lived millennia ago. Perhaps this very first astronomical computer quietly reminds us that human history still holds profound mysteries even modern science struggles to reach, and that humanity's true capabilities have always been far greater than our wildest imaginations. 3. Damascus steel. For centuries, whenever seasoned warriors from Europe to Asia spoke of the ultimate weapon on the battlefield, they did so with profound reverence, invoking the legendary steel from the Middle East, known simply as Damascus steel. Damascus swords were renowned for their mesmerizing patterns resembling flowing water, blades so sharp they could effortlessly split a falling strand of hair, and durability capable of piercing even the toughest armor. Yet remarkably, the secret to forging this steel was lost to history long ago, and modern attempts at recreating this ancient art have resulted in mere shadows of the original masterpieces. The origins of Damascus steel remain wrapped in mystery, dating back to master metalsmiths of the Middle East around the 3rd century AD. Ancient Syrian and Persian smiths crafted this steel through a complex process involving precise high-temperature forging, intricate layering techniques, and secret ingredients passed down only within certain metallurgical families. The result was a blade not only extraordinary in strength, but also bearing an artistic beauty, shimmering like ripples of light dancing across water whenever sunlight touched its surface. Indeed, the fame of Damascus steel spread far and wide, turning it into a symbol of power, status, and dominance. Crusader knights from the West experienced firsthand the terrifying sharpness of these slender yet devastatingly effective blades wielded by their Muslim opponents. Stories of the legendary cutting power of Damascus swords were passed down from generation to generation, elevating them into myth. But as the great empires declined and key metallurgical centers were destroyed, the secret knowledge required to produce Damascus steel gradually faded away, almost as if history itself wished to hide this potent technology from mankind's grasp. Today, metallurgists and scientists have employed microscopes and advanced analytical techniques to study surviving Damascus blades. Astonishingly, they discovered carbon nanotubes embedded within the steel's structure, a material humanity only began recognizing and utilizing in the 21st century. How did ancient blacksmiths lacking any modern tools manage to create such sophisticated metal structures either by design or by extraordinary chance? Was this the result of lost advanced techniques or merely an incredible stroke of accidental genius? Yet even with this new scientific understanding, researchers have failed to perfectly replicate the original process used by the ancient smiths. Some theories suggest that Damascus steel's unique properties came from special iron ore mines in India, which produced the legendary Wood steel. Others emphasize spiritual rituals, arguing that the ancient craftsmen believed deeply in mystical powers of fire and water, and that these rituals themselves contributed significantly to the steel's remarkable strength. Whatever the truth may be, Damascus steel remains powerful evidence that humanity once reached technological heights far beyond their own historical era. But why was such extraordinary knowledge never fully passed down? Was this loss a consequence of war, envy, or simply a deliberate act by master smiths determined to guard their secrets from greedy rivals? Perhaps Damascus steel serves not only as a precious metallurgical legacy, but also as a profound lesson on how even humanity's greatest knowledge can vanish easily into history's relentless stream. We may still marvel at the mysterious beauty of these ancient swords, yet will we ever again capture the true spirit of Damascus steel, or will this secret remain forever beyond our reach? 4. The Baghdad Battery. In 1938, amid the dry, scorching deserts of Iraq, archaeologists excavating an ancient village near Baghdad stumbled upon something that would forever change humanity's understanding of ancient technology. Among countless pottery fragments, everyday tools, and seemingly ordinary artifacts, they found a peculiar object, a small ceramic jar about 5 inches tall, containing a copper cylinder with an iron rod at its core, surrounded by traces of a mysterious liquid. Today, this artifact is famously known as the Baghdad Battery. From the moment archaeologists first examined this artifact, they recognized something deeply unusual. It didn't resemble any typical household object of Mesopotamian civilization, nor did it match any known ritual or ceremonial item. Instead, its design and internal structure bore an astonishing resemblance to a primitive battery, closely mirroring the electrochemical cells invented thousands of years later by the Italian scientist Alessandro Volta. But how could ancient civilizations, living more than 2,000 years ago, have created such a device? When modern researchers carefully reconstructed the artifact and filled it with simple acidic solutions like vinegar or lemon juice, the device surprisingly produced a small electrical current, approximately 1.5 volts, enough to electroplate small metal objects with gold or silver. This immediately led to a daring hypothesis. Could the ancient Mesopotamians have known about, and perhaps even utilized, electricity long before Thomas Edison or Nikola Tesla? However, this provocative theory sparked intense debate among scholars. Skeptics argued that the Baghdad Battery might simply be an accidental coincidence, suggesting it was merely a medicine jar or ordinary ritual container. Yet they could not convincingly explain why ancient artisans deliberately placed iron and copper, two fundamental metals essential in electrochemical reactions, within the jar separated by natural insulating materials. Was this truly just an incredible coincidence, or compelling evidence that ancient people possessed at least a rudimentary understanding of electricity? Further complicating this mystery, dozens of similar artifacts have since been found scattered throughout the Middle East and Egypt, deepening the intrigue surrounding the Baghdad Battery. Some researchers propose that ancient priests or alchemists may have unintentionally discovered electrical principles during metal plating experiments or secretive religious ceremonies. But Was this knowledge widespread or confined to a small group of individuals who guarded it jealously until it faded from history? Remarkably, no ancient writings explicitly mention the use of electricity, as though the secret, if it indeed existed, had been deliberately concealed. Did those who possessed this knowledge intentionally keep it hidden, or did history and the passage of time quietly erase every trace of a technology far ahead of its era? Whether an ancient civilization truly mastered electricity or not, the Baghdad battery continues to captivate our imagination, compelling us to reconsider what ancient people may have been capable of and to ponder the secrets that might remain buried forever in history's shadows. Could our ancestors have stood on the brink of fully discovering electrical power, only to deliberately turn away? And is the Baghdad battery just a subtle hint that countless other profound mysteries still await discovery, buried deep beneath the dust of time? 5. Roman flexible glass. In the early years of the 1st century AD, beneath the glittering glow of oil lamps illuminating the magnificent palace of the Roman Emperor Tiberius, an unknown craftsman entered, carrying an object unlike anything seen before. In his hand was a small glass cup that appeared entirely ordinary until he dropped it onto the palace floor. Instead of shattering into countless sharp pieces, the cup merely dented slightly, and the craftsman effortlessly reshaped it with his hands, as if molding soft clay. The imperial court watched in astonishment, while the emperor observed in skeptical silence. The craftsman proudly announced that he had discovered the secret formula for a miraculous new substance, vitrum flexiles, or flexible glass. He confidently claimed this invention would revolutionize the Roman world, making fragile glassware durable, safe, and virtually unbreakable. Yet rather than praising or rewarding him, Emperor Tiberius immediately ordered the craftsman's arrest and harshly interrogated him about this extraordinary material. According to the Roman historian Pliny the Elder, who chronicled this mysterious event, Tiberius feared that if this invention became widely known, gold, silver, and other precious metals would instantly lose their value. The empire's economy, heavily reliant on the mining and crafting of precious metals, could collapse into chaos, triggering the fall of the empire itself. Perhaps it was this fear of economic upheaval and loss of power that led the emperor to erase this dangerous secret entirely. In the end, the unfortunate craftsman was executed, and the secret of Roman flexible glass died forever alongside him. Over 2,000 years have passed, yet the legend of Roman flexible glass still captivates modern science. Did such a remarkable material ever truly exist, or was it merely a myth passed down through generations to illustrate the harsh realities and absolute power of the Roman Empire? Even skeptics concede that ancient material technology often reached astounding heights, with countless innovations lost following the collapse of great civilizations. Some modern researchers speculate that this flexible glass, if genuine, could have been created by adding a special compound, perhaps borax or an unknown mineral, that completely altered glass's molecular structure. Others believe the ancient craftsmen might have accidentally discovered an early form of polymer, similar to modern plastic, in a way that ancient people could control. Yet every modern attempt to replicate this legendary substance has failed completely, as though Tiberius succeeded in eradicating the secret permanently from history. But what makes the story of Roman flexible glass so haunting is not just the mystery surrounding this extraordinary material, but the deeper questions about power and responsibility among those who rule. Have leaders sometimes deliberately erased humanity's greatest inventions because they posed threats to their own authority or were simply too dangerous? Had Emperor Tiberius made a different choice, would our world today be drastically altered, perhaps possessing materials far more advanced than anything modern science has yet achieved? Ultimately, the lost secret of Roman flexible glass serves not only as a tale of forgotten innovation, but also as a profound warning. History, with all its glory and tragedy, has repeatedly erased some of humanity's most remarkable advances. And now, as we look back into the shadows of the past, the greatest question remains unanswered. How many other revolutionary technologies still lie hidden beneath the layers of time and the veil of power? 6. The stoneworks of Puma Punku. On the wind-swept barren plateau of the Andes, nearly 13,000 feet above sea level, stands a mysterious archaeological site that defies all explanations of modern science: Puma Punku. When archaeologists first set foot here, they were utterly astonished by massive stone blocks arranged with a precision that seemed almost digitally engineered, rather than crafted by the bare hands of ancient peoples. The granite and diorite stones at Puma Punku, some weighing tens or even hundreds of tons, weren't just transported across dozens of miles from distant quarries. They were also flawlessly cut, drilled, and polished. Most astonishingly, the precision of the cuts is so extraordinary, perfectly squared and smooth, that even a thin blade cannot easily slip between two adjoining stones. How could the Tiwanaku civilization, which thrived over 1,500 years ago, have constructed stoneworks with technical accuracy that modern technology still struggles to replicate? Countless studies have attempted to unravel this enigma, yet the deeper scientists delve, the more perplexing the sight becomes. Modern researchers have experimented using cutting-edge equipment, laser cutting technology, and precision industrial tools. Yet even these advanced methods face significant difficulty recreating the exquisite details found in Puma Punku's ancient stones. What technology did these ancient builders possess that allowed them to accomplish what seems utterly impossible? One hypothesis suggests the Tiwanaku people employed an ingenious combination of mechanical and chemical techniques. According to this theory, ancient craftsmen may have used plant-based compounds to soften the stones, allowing easier shaping and cutting. However, no researcher has yet successfully reproduced such a method, nor is there direct evidence proving widespread chemical technologies existed at Puma Punku. Other scholars propose that Tiwanaku may have developed sophisticated mechanical tools, possibly high-speed rotational devices capable of achieving incredibly precise, ultra-smooth cuts. But if such tools existed, why have no traces or remains been discovered at the site? Could it be that when the Tiwanaku civilization mysteriously declined around 1000 AD, their advanced tools and methods vanished forever with them? In addition to these mysteries surrounding the stone-cutting techniques, the transportation and precise positioning of these enormous blocks also remain unexplained. Given the harsh climate, challenging terrain, and absence of modern machinery, how could the Tiwanaku have moved these gigantic stones into perfect alignment? Local legends claim divine beings descended from the heavens to aid them, but could these legends symbolically represent an ancient technology far beyond contemporary understanding? Today, Pumapunku still stands silently atop the Andes, proud and enigmatic, continually challenging modern intelligence and scientific capability. Each time we examine these flawlessly crafted stones, a profound question emerges. Have we truly grasped the full extent of ancient technological capabilities? Or has human history already witnessed technological peaks far beyond our present imagination? Perhaps Pumapunku is more than just a mysterious archaeological wonder. It may be a subtle message to future generations, a reminder that certain ancient technological secrets will forever remain beyond our reach, humbly highlighting the limitations of human understanding against the endless currents of history. 7. The ancient Chinese south-pointing chariot. Amid the chaos and brutality of warfare during China's Three Kingdoms period, an extraordinary vehicle appeared on the battlefield, one that astonished even the most seasoned soldiers. This remarkable invention was known as the south-pointing chariot, Jinan Che, a mysterious device capable of consistently pointing toward the south, regardless of terrain or harsh weather conditions. At a time when the magnetic compass had yet to be invented and the concept of satellite navigation was inconceivable, how did ancient people create a direction-finding device so astonishingly accurate? According to ancient Chinese historical records, around 2600 BC, the legendary Yellow Emperor Huangdi used a south-pointing chariot to guide his army through dense, bewildering fog and defeat his enemies. From then on, stories of the south-pointing chariot became intertwined with legends of heroic victories and wise rulers. Yet the technology reached its pinnacle during the Three Kingdoms era, when Zhuge Liang, the brilliant strategist of the Shu Han Kingdom, constructed a particularly sophisticated version of the chariot. This remarkable machine enabled armies to navigate through treacherous mountains and dark forests where neither stars nor the sun were visible to guide their way. Most astonishingly, ancient texts indicate this chariot never used magnetic needles or any magnetic materials. Instead, it relied entirely upon an intricate mechanical system of gears, maintaining a small statue that constantly pointed south, no matter how the chariot turned or how rough the terrain became. Modern engineers have repeatedly attempted to reconstruct this south-pointing chariot, but quickly discovered the astonishing complexity hidden within. Tiny gears, accurate to within millimeters, were arranged meticulously within a mechanism so sensitive that even the slightest misalignment would render the directional device useless. The mechanism itself remains a mind-boggling puzzle. Wheels connected to the ground powered an exceptionally complex differential gearing system, continuously adjusting and compensating for the chariot's movements, thereby maintaining the statue's constant orientation toward the south. While this principle might sound straightforward, its precision and complexity far exceeded anything known at the time. Historians note that it wasn't until the 17th or 18th century that Western engineers fully grasped and widely applied differential gear systems to modern vehicles and machinery. So how then could ancient Chinese inventors, more than 2 millennia earlier, possess such advanced knowledge? One theory suggests that ancient Chinese engineers had mastered sophisticated mathematical, geometrical, and mechanical principles, far surpassing what we traditionally believed about ancient civilizations. These insights might have originated from ancient texts or libraries long since lost or destroyed by warfare and the ravages of time. Another hypothesis argues that the intricate gearing system might have been discovered accidentally, a miraculous invention refined through centuries of trial and error, and ultimately lost because the secret was known only to a select elite within ancient society. Whatever the truth, today, the legendary south-pointing chariot has disappeared entirely from history, surviving only in myths and ancient records. It remains vivid proof of the astonishing scientific and technical abilities possessed by our ancestors, a powerful reminder that groundbreaking technologies were not exclusively modern phenomena. How many other extraordinary ancient technologies once existed but are now forever lost to time? Standing before the enigmatic legacy of the south-pointing chariot, we must acknowledge that human history isn't merely a linear story of steady progress. Rather, it's filled with peaks of extraordinary knowledge that rose and vanished, leaving only traces behind. Could the south-pointing chariot be one of those lost puzzle pieces, something we've yet to rediscover, and the deeper we search, the further it slips into the endless mists of history? 8. Ancient Egyptian mummification techniques. Deep beneath Egypt's golden sands, hidden within shadowy royal tombs, lies an immortal secret quietly defying the passage of time. The ancient mummies resting there appear so perfectly preserved, it's as if they merely fell asleep yesterday rather than thousands of years ago. Their faces, skin, hair, even fingernails and individual strands of hair remain intact with astonishing clarity. Yet despite incredible advancements in modern science, the exact methods ancient Egyptians used to halt decay remain unanswered mysteries. For many years, people believed mummification was simply about removing internal organs, drying bodies with natron salt, and coating them in fragrant resins. However, deeper scientific analysis revealed a far more complex reality. Beneath layers of carefully wrapped linen were numerous sophisticated mixtures meticulously crafted from cedar oil, resins, honey, rare spices, and mysterious substances that modern science still can't precisely identify. Did ancient Egyptians possess chemical and biological knowledge vastly superior to their time, or perhaps even beyond our current analytical capabilities? Moreover, Egyptian mummification techniques seem to demonstrate an advanced understanding of medicine. Archaeologists have discovered mummies processed with surgical precision so remarkable it's nearly inconceivable for their era. Brains were delicately removed through tiny nasal passages without distorting the face, and internal organs were meticulously preserved inside specially designed vessels. Was this merely wisdom gained from centuries of experimentation, or did ancient Egyptians possess medical expertise far more advanced than we dare to imagine? Some researchers speculate that Egyptian mummification might have been more than just a physical process. It might have been a deeply spiritual ritual involving metaphysical knowledge and alchemical secrets long lost to history. Egyptian priests, adept at embalming methods, believed the soul would eventually reunite with its body when the world was reborn. Thus, the body had to be preserved flawlessly, serving as a bridge connecting the world of the living and the afterlife. Could the secret substances they employed have purposes beyond mere preservation, perhaps mystical functions modern science cannot yet comprehend? Thousands of years have passed, yet the precise methods and rituals of Egyptian mummification remain beyond modern science's grasp. Contemporary attempts to replicate these ancient procedures yield only modest results, while genuine ancient mummies quietly endure the relentless test of time and harsh desert conditions. Have we overlooked something crucial in our quest to understand this ancient technology? Or did the Egyptians deliberately conceal certain essential secrets to ensure they would never pass into future generations' hands? Perhaps the story of ancient Egyptian mummification is not merely about fighting decay, but symbolizes humanity's eternal quest for immortality, our deep desire to transcend the boundaries of death itself. Through their silent eternity, these mummies remind us that human knowledge has never had fixed limits, and that ancient civilizations might have once held insights surpassing even our wildest imaginations. Will we someday rediscover the key to unlocking these profound mysteries? Or will Egyptian mummification forever remain a silent challenge, whispered from the distant echoes of the past? 9. The Nimrud Lens. In 1850, amid the dusty, arid landscape of Nimrud, the ancient capital that once stood at the heart of the mighty Assyrian Empire, archaeologists unearthed something completely unexpected. Hidden among the crumbling ruins of a royal palace lay finely crafted pieces of polished glass, later named the Nimrud Lens. These remarkable glass lenses, dating back nearly 3,000 years, immediately puzzled scholars, since historical consensus had long held that the first optical instruments didn't appear until the 17th century. From the very first examinations, the Nimrud lenses astonished scientists with their remarkable precision. When carefully reconstructed and tested, these ancient lenses were capable of magnifying and focusing light with a clarity comparable to early modern optical tools. This discovery raised a provocative question. Could the ancient Assyrians have developed rudimentary telescopes to observe the night sky thousands of years before Galileo ever pointed his telescope upward. In fact, the Assyrian civilization was renowned for its profound fascination with astronomy. Assyrian priests meticulously recorded the movements of celestial bodies, documenting eclipses, planetary orbits, and astronomical phenomena with stunning accuracy. Numerous ancient Mesopotamian texts indicate that the Assyrians were not only aware of the planets, but observed their movements regularly and with remarkable precision. But without optical aids, how could the Assyrians have possibly observed such distant celestial details? The Nimrud lenses might hold the key to solving this mystery. Some researchers speculate these lenses were integral components of early astronomical instruments used by the Assyrians to observe the heavens, possibly for spiritual purposes or predicting the fate of the empire. Perhaps these primitive telescopes enabled priests to accurately record complex astronomical events, guiding decisions or setting the dates for significant ceremonies. Yet another perplexing mystery remains. Why did such advanced optical technology vanish entirely from history? If the Assyrians truly possessed such sophisticated devices, why is there no further evidence in subsequent civilizations? Some historians theorize that after the fall of the Assyrian Empire, knowledge of lens-making techniques either rapidly disappeared or was deliberately destroyed by conquerors who may not have understood the true value of this remarkable invention. Others suggest that these lenses might have been closely guarded secrets known only to a small elite group of Assyrian priests. When this select group vanished or was destroyed, the delicate art of lens making disappeared with them. Even more intriguing theories propose that the Nimrud lenses may have originated outside the Middle East, perhaps introduced from distant, mysterious civilizations through secret exchanges of knowledge that never became widespread. Today, the Nimrud lenses continue to challenge modern scholars, quietly reminding us that human history may contain technological breakthroughs far surpassing our assumptions about ancient capabilities. Could our modern scientific pride have caused us to underestimate the intelligence and ingenuity of ancient civilizations? And is it possible that beneath the layers of dust and history, countless undiscovered secrets still lie waiting? Secrets that could dramatically alter our understanding of the past? Perhaps the Nimrud lenses are more than just advanced ancient inventions. They may be a subtle message from the past, reminding us that humanity has always gazed upward with curiosity, and that history itself is often a cycle of profound knowledge lost and rediscovered thousands of years later. 10. Acoustic technology and the building of the Egyptian pyramids. Amid Egypt's vast, barren desert stand colossal pyramids, defiantly enduring thousands of years, silently challenging humanity's attempts to fully understand their creation. Faced with massive stone blocks weighing tens or even hundreds of tons, stacked with astounding precision, archaeologists and modern engineers continuously ask the same perplexing question. How did ancient Egyptians accomplish this extraordinary feat of construction? Among countless theories, one intriguing yet controversial idea stands out. Could the ancient Egyptians have harnessed sound waves to lift and move these massive stones? This unusual theory originates from ancient legends and rare esoteric texts. According to these stories, Egyptian priests, the guardians of the empire's most sacred knowledge, understood how to manipulate sound energy to reduce the weight, or even levitate heavy stone blocks. Ancient accounts describe how priests would gather around immense stones, chanting special incantations in unison, causing the stones to gently vibrate before rising effortlessly from the ground, floating weightlessly into precisely designated positions. At first, this idea seems more like fantastical mythology than credible science, but recent research into the actual power of sound waves has revealed a surprising possibility. Moving objects through sound isn't completely impossible. In modern laboratories, scientists have successfully used sound waves to levitate and maneuver small objects through a phenomenon known as acoustic levitation. Yet whether this technique could scale up to move massive 100-ton stones remains an unanswered question. Some researchers speculate that the ancient Egyptians might have developed a specialized acoustic system, possibly involving instruments such as horns, drums, or mysterious sound-producing devices, combined with specific architectural structures designed to amplify and focus powerful sound waves. When these sound waves resonated together, they might have created areas of extremely low pressure, greatly reducing friction and making it significantly easier to move massive stones. Despite numerous attempts, modern scientists have yet to successfully replicate this method, adding to the enduring mystery of acoustic pyramid construction. Other theories suggest the Egyptians discovered how to use sound vibrations to temporarily stimulate internal resonance within the stones, effectively reducing their weight for brief periods. Yet this idea leads to another profound question. If such advanced knowledge truly existed, how did it vanish completely without leaving any clear historical trace? Could it be that the Egyptian priests, fully aware of the potential danger if such powerful technology fell into malicious hands, deliberately concealed or destroyed every shred of evidence? Today, the idea of using acoustic technology to build the pyramids sits delicately between science and fiction, making it one of ancient Egypt's most fascinating mysteries. It serves as a powerful reminder that human history isn't always straightforward or easily explained. Sometimes, the most improbable and seemingly irrational theories might hold the deepest truths. Perhaps the true secret of the pyramids isn't whether this acoustic technology truly existed, but rather the acknowledgement that ancient human ingenuity may have reached heights we have yet to imagine. Standing before Egypt's enduring wonders, we cannot help but wonder how many more ancient secrets remain hidden, waiting to be discovered. Could it be that history itself echoes back to us, like an enigmatic sound, still searching for someone who truly listens? 11. Ancient China's elixir of immortality. On a cold winter night in 210 BC, deep inside the vast yet lonely palace of Xianyang, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unify China, lay awake, restless. Despite holding absolute power, he was tormented by the one thing no amount of wealth or authority could grant: immortality. Determined to conquer death itself, Qin Shi Huang summoned the most gifted alchemists and mystics from every corner of his empire, ordering them to create the legendary elixir of immortality. But was this eternal dream truly attainable, or merely the desperate illusion of a man consumed by limitless power? Throughout his reign, Qin Shi Huang continuously dispatched expeditions across the land, from remote mountains to distant islands in the vast ocean, in search of precious ingredients, mythical sages, and hidden secrets to create the immortal potion. Famous mystics like Xu Fu were given the task of leading hundreds of men into the mysterious eastern seas, seeking legendary islands said to harbor magical herbs and immortal beings. Yet strangely enough, most of these expeditions vanished without a trace, their fates forever hidden beneath the misty veil of the open ocean. Meanwhile, deep beneath the imperial capital of Xianyang, alchemists frantically conducted secret experiments combining mercury, lead, gold, jade, and exotic substances extracted from rare plants and animals, all hoping to create the mythical elixir. Driven by ambition and desperation, certain mystics even claimed to have successfully crafted a magical potion using mercury, a metal they believed could shield the body from illness, aging, and the ravages of time. But did these alchemists genuinely believe in their discovery, or were they simply trying to delay the emperor's wrath, a ruler known for executing anyone who failed him? Ironically, it was Qin Shi Huang's own blind quest for immortality that inadvertently pushed him closer to death. The mysterious pills containing deadly mercury slowly poisoned the emperor, gradually destroying his powerful body from within. Historical records state that Qin Shi Huang died before reaching 50, tormented until the end by an obsession with eternal life he would never achieve. After his death, many of the alchemists and mystics who held secrets of immortality vanished mysteriously. Some were executed for deceiving the emperor, while others quietly disappeared into remote mountains, carrying with them precious yet dangerous alchemical formulas, leaving no trace behind. Did those ancient alchemists genuinely uncover a secret path to eternal life, even if only in theory? Or was this entire saga simply a tragic lesson in humanity's limitless ambition and the destructive pursuit of absolute power? Today, standing before Qin Shi Huang's massive tomb, with its eternal rivers of mercury flowing silently within, we cannot help but wonder, is the true secret of the elixir of immortality still hidden deep inside this tomb? Or was it all merely an elaborate fantasy conjured to please a desperate emperor? Perhaps the immortality Qin Shi Huang sought never truly existed in a physical potion. Instead, it might symbolize humanity's profound fear and endless desire to transcend the boundaries of a finite existence. The secrets of ancient Chinese alchemists have long faded into history, yet their message endures. Sometimes the relentless pursuit of immortality can cause us to lose the precious, fleeting lives we already possess. And maybe, hidden within those secret experiments and toxic mercury pills, history whispers an enduring lesson: that true life cannot be captured, through complicated alchemical formulas, but can only be fully appreciated by embracing the fragile beauty of our own mortality. 12. The Incas' secret stone softening technology. High in the misty Andes Mountains, the massive stone walls of the Inca civilization have stood for centuries, a mysterious testament that challenges our understanding of ancient construction techniques. Seeing firsthand these enormous blocks, each weighing many tons, stacked together flawlessly without mortar, so precisely that even a thin sheet of paper cannot slip between them, modern archaeologists and engineers are left utterly astonished. How did the Inca achieve such incredibly precise and smooth shapes from some of the hardest stone on Earth? According to ancient legends passed down through generations, the Inca possessed a secret method known as the stone softening technique. Priests or master builders reportedly used special plant-based or mineral compounds gathered deep within the Amazon jungle or from sacred mountain peaks. When applied to stone surfaces, these mysterious substances supposedly softened the rock, allowing it to be shaped effortlessly as if molding clay. Once the shaping was complete, the stone would harden again, preserving its perfect form forever. At first glance, this may seem like pure myth, yet small details observed in the massive stone structures at Cusco, Ollantaytambo, and Machu Picchu leave scientists perplexed. Remarkably, the stone edges and surfaces show no trace of cutting or chiseling tools. Instead, they feature smooth, organic curves, almost as though each block had been cast from a soft, pliable material rather than carved from solid rock. Even when modern researchers attempt to replicate this feat using cutting-edge technology such as lasers or precision machinery, they consistently fail to achieve comparable perfection. This only deepens the mystery surrounding the legendary stone softening technique. Some archaeologists and chemists speculate the Inca may have known how to utilize highly acidic natural compounds extracted from certain secret plants growing exclusively in the Andes. These compounds might have temporarily softened the surface layers of granite or andesite, making them malleable enough to shape precisely and seamlessly. However, despite extensive research, no known plant extracts or chemical substances have yet been found or successfully recreated to fully explain this ancient technology. Another intriguing theory suggests the Inca might have employed heat combined with acoustic resonance. According to certain legends, ancient craftsmen used resonating sound vibrations alongside intense heat to disrupt the internal crystalline structures of the stones temporarily, thus enabling easy shaping. Nevertheless, modern tests based on this hypothesis have so far produced inconclusive results, and the practicality of this method remains unproven. This mystery also brings forth another perplexing question. If such extraordinary technology truly existed, why didn't the Inca pass this knowledge down to future generations? Could the abrupt and violent collapse of their civilization under Spanish conquest have led to the permanent loss of their remarkable construction secrets? Or perhaps the Inca deliberately concealed this knowledge, viewing it as sacred wisdom reserved exclusively for a small circle of priests? Today, the Incas' stone-softening technology remains one of history's most compelling unsolved mysteries. Those massive stone walls still stand silently, attesting to the extraordinary capabilities of a civilization that surpassed modern imagination. And each time we gaze upon these ancient structures, we're forced to ponder: has human history already seen astonishing technological knowledge forever lost to the sands of time? And despite all our modern pride in scientific achievement, do we truly understand the full limits of human capability? 13. The eternal flames of ancient Persian temples. Amid the burning sands of the ancient Persian desert, once stood mysterious Zoroastrian fire temples where sacred flames blazed brightly, never extinguishing for centuries. Travelers who journeyed to these temples marveled at the eternal flames, questioning whether these fires were truly divine miracles or perhaps evidence of an advanced energy technology far beyond their era's understanding. To this day, the mystery of Persia's eternal flames remains a captivating puzzle, challenging modern knowledge. Historical records recount that within renowned temples, such as the Atashka in Yazd, the sacred flames burned continuously, even through the harshest conditions, defying sandstorms, warfare, and the relentless passage of time. Zoroastrian priests diligently protected and maintained these fires, yet remarkably, they rarely needed to replenish fuel. The flames burned steadily and powerfully, as though their energy flowed from beneath the earth or through a forgotten advanced technology. Some contemporary researchers hypothesize these eternal fires might have been fueled by natural gas, a resource abundantly available beneath Persian lands, which still provides energy today. Could ancient Persians have discovered and tapped into natural gas reserves thousands of years earlier than our history books acknowledge, skillfully channeling it through concealed pipes directly into their sacred temples? If so, these fires would be living proof of humanity mastering gas extraction and utilization far earlier than previously imagined. Yet this theory presents another major question. How did ancient civilizations construct hidden pipelines capable of safely, precisely, and sustainably channeling natural gas without leaving obvious surface traces? Archaeological explorations reveal no clear remnants of pipelines within these ancient temple ruins. Could the Persians have possessed engineering capabilities advanced enough to discreetly bring subterranean gas directly into their temples without sophisticated tools or detectable infrastructure? Other researchers suggest the Persians developed a unique, secretive fuel, perhaps a slow-burning substance made from natural compounds, which could sustain flames continuously, even for generations without additional replenishment. Such a substance might have been carefully guarded knowledge known exclusively to high-ranking priests. Yet despite extensive modern experiments, no contemporary attempt has successfully recreated a fuel capable of burning indefinitely, making this hypothesis even more intriguing and elusive. Ancient Zoroastrian mythology adds another fascinating layer of mystery, portraying the eternal flame as divine energy bestowed by the god Ahura Mazda, illuminating and protecting humanity. Could these ancient legends be early attempts to explain advanced energy technology that people at the time could not fully comprehend? Or perhaps their profound religious faith itself drove priests to discover and safeguard such extraordinary energy sources. Today, most ancient Persian temples lie forgotten, destroyed by war, or eroded by harsh natural forces. Their eternal flames have long since faded into history, yet the enigmatic question of their hidden energy sources continues to smolder in our imagination. Did humanity once possess a sustainable, inexhaustible energy technology that modern society still desperately seeks? Perhaps the eternal flames of ancient Persian temples represent more than mere religious symbolism or lost technology. They stand as profound messages about the fragility and greatness of human knowledge. They remind us that history holds secrets still beyond our grasp, and that sometimes even small flames can illuminate the unseen limits of modern scientific understanding. 14. Roman concrete. Amid the relentless waves of time and countless earthquakes over millennia, ancient Roman structures continue to stand proudly, almost untouched by the ages. From the majestic Colosseum to the breathtaking dome of the Pantheon, the walls, columns, and vaults made from Roman concrete remain astonishingly durable, defying the limits of even modern construction technology. While contemporary concrete structures rarely endure more than a few decades without significant deterioration, what made Roman concrete virtually immortal? The secret lies within the very ingredients and techniques the Romans used, a technology that still amazes scientists today. Modern concrete quickly weakens, cracks, and crumbles when exposed to seawater and harsh weather conditions. Yet Roman concrete seems to behave in precisely the opposite way. Incredibly, it grows stronger and more resilient as time passes. Researchers analyzing samples from ancient Roman harbors have discovered something astonishing. The internal structure of Roman concrete doesn't merely resist decay. It continuously develops new mineral crystals, as if actively healing and reinforcing itself. The key to this extraordinary phenomenon appears to be a component widely used by the Romans: volcanic ash, known as pozzolana. Whether by accident or ingenious experimentation, Roman engineers discovered that mixing volcanic ash from regions like Vesuvius and Campi Flegrei with lime and stone created a chemical reaction upon contact with seawater. This reaction forms rare crystalline minerals, significantly boosting durability and resistance to corrosion. Yet the profound mystery remains. How did the Romans accurately determine the perfect ratio for this mixture, given that advanced chemistry tools and knowledge simply didn't exist at the time? Some modern researchers theorize that Roman craftsmen perfected their formula through centuries of careful observation and experimentation. Perhaps the ideal mixing ratios and precise methods were closely guarded, secrets passed orally from master artisans to apprentices, never fully documented. As the Roman Empire declined and these elite groups of builders dispersed, their invaluable construction secrets vanished with them, leaving only their immortal structures as silent testimony to their lost knowledge. Other scholars argue that Roman architects and engineers might have possessed a far deeper understanding of materials and environmental conditions than we credit them with today. They seemed uniquely aware of how to use limestone, volcanic ash, and even seawater to trigger chemical reactions that strengthened concrete over time. Some even suggest Romans may have intentionally kept this secret to maintain the empire's technological and economic supremacy. Although modern scientists have partially decoded the chemical structure of Roman concrete, perfectly replicating the ancient formula remains elusive. Despite our advanced analyses, we still appear to be missing a critical ingredient or technique, an essential secret unintentionally or deliberately lost forever to history. Roman concrete is more than a legendary building material from the distant past. It is also a profound reminder of the extraordinary capabilities of ancient civilizations. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't the concrete's precise recipe, but rather the exceptional insight, creativity, and ingenuity of the people who developed it. In our modern pride over scientific advancement, have we unintentionally underestimated the brilliance of ancient knowledge? And how many other secrets like Roman concrete remain waiting to be rediscovered, or have they permanently slipped away into the depths of forgotten history, along with those who once held them? 15. The Iron Pillar of Delhi. In the bustling heart of Delhi, where history and time seem forever intertwined, an extraordinary iron pillar has stood quietly for over 1,600 years, defying conventional scientific understanding. Known as the Iron Pillar of Delhi, this mysterious monument symbolizes an advanced ancient Indian metallurgical technology that continues to astonish scientists today. Rising over 23 feet tall and weighing more than 13,000 pounds, this remarkable iron column remains untouched by corrosion or rust, despite centuries of exposure to harsh, humid conditions. What allowed the ancient Indians to create such a timeless, metallurgical masterpiece? When archaeologists and modern metallurgists first analyzed the pillar, they quickly realized its secret lay within its unique chemical composition and internal structure. Remarkably, the iron alloy used in the pillar contains unusually high levels of phosphorus, a substance modern engineers typically avoid because it can make metal brittle and prone to fracturing. Yet astonishingly, this seemingly undesirable element formed a natural protective film around the pillar's surface, effectively shielding it from further oxidation and corrosion. But how did ancient metallurgists working in the 4th century AD know precisely the correct phosphorus ratio required to create such perfect corrosion resistance? Modern research has shown that the temperature and conditions necessary for producing this specialized alloy would need to be controlled with remarkable precision, something seemingly impossible during an era lacking modern measurement tools. This puzzle has led researchers to an intriguing hypothesis. Perhaps ancient Indian metallurgical expertise was far more advanced than conventional history acknowledges. Ancient Indian texts, such as the Arthashastra, describe detailed methods for processing ores and creating alloys with extraordinary properties. it's plausible these advanced principles were discovered and refined through generations of careful observation and experimentation, but kept closely guarded within elite circles of craftsmen. Over time, this precious knowledge may have quietly vanished, lost to history. Other fascinating theories suggest the pillar might have been forged from a rare metallic meteorite, explaining its exceptional resistance to rust. Yet further analysis conclusively showed the iron originated entirely from local ore deposits, deepening the mystery even further. Could the ancient craftsmen have used unknown additives or specialized forging techniques still beyond our understanding? Another profound question arises. If ancient Indian metallurgy reached such exceptional levels of sophistication, why was this technology completely lost to history? Perhaps invasions, wars, and societal upheavals disrupted the transmission of these secrets, or perhaps the craftsmen intentionally withheld their knowledge to preserve their exclusive status and influence. Ultimately, perhaps the iron pillar of Delhi's greatest secret is not merely its mysterious alloy, but rather the extraordinary human ability for creativity, observation, and innovation, qualities that enable humanity to surpass the limitations of any age, whether long ago or far into the future. 16. The water management technology of the Nabateans. Amid the dry deserts of Jordan, where the scorching sun beats relentlessly upon every grain of sand, there once stood an ancient city that symbolized extraordinary prosperity and innovation. Petra. Built by the Nabateans over 2,000 years ago, Petra is famed not only for its breathtaking temples carved directly into red sandstone cliffs, but also for a sophisticated system of water management and engineering, so advanced that modern scientists still marvel at its ingenuity. Yet, how did such extraordinary knowledge vanish, becoming lost in the currents of time? The Nabateans constructed an intricate network of canals, reservoirs, and subterranean tunnels to capture every precious drop of rainfall in this harsh desert environment. They meticulously calculated the positioning of even the smallest channels, skillfully exploiting the natural slopes of the terrain to direct water toward the city center. Their ancient engineers cleverly concealed reservoirs and water channels deep within rock crevices, minimizing evaporation under the intense desert sun and ensuring a steady water supply year-round. Archaeologists have uncovered over 200 reservoirs and an elaborate network of channels throughout Petra, revealing that Nabatean hydraulic technology surpassed anything contemporary civilizations had ever achieved. Yet, the true secret behind their exceptional engineering lies in how effectively the Nabateans filtered and managed the flow of water. They understood how to utilize multiple layers of natural sand and gravel as sophisticated water filters, purifying and maintaining the freshness of their stored water. This discovery has astonished modern researchers. How could ancient people, equipped with only the simplest tools, grasp and apply such complex principles of hydrology and physics? However, perhaps the greatest mystery isn't how the Nabateans built such a remarkable system, but why it was ultimately forgotten after Petra's decline. When the Roman Empire conquered the region, they made partial improvements to the Nabatean water systems, but they failed to fully replicate their original complexity and efficiency. Perhaps those who held the secrets to operating this sophisticated network were killed or dispersed during conflicts, causing this precious knowledge to vanish forever. Alternatively, increasingly harsh climate conditions or powerful earthquakes may have damaged parts of the system, compelling residents to abandon Petra. And with them, this extraordinary technology faded quietly into history. Some scholars propose another intriguing possibility. Perhaps Nabatean water management techniques were passed exclusively through oral tradition, closely guarded as a secret handed down from generation to generation by master craftsmen and engineers. When Nabatean society eventually merged into other cultures, these oral traditions may have disappeared along with the last keepers of the secret, leaving behind silent architectural marvels without clear instructions or documentation to reveal their methods. Today, standing amid Petra's ruins, observing dried-up canals and reservoirs winding silently through rocky cliffs, we cannot help but feel profound regret. Nabatean water technology was not merely an invention ahead of its time, it was a powerful testament to humanity's incredible creativity and adaptability in the face of nature's harshness. Perhaps the true mystery lies not in how their water system functioned, but in how the Nabateans managed, protected, and cherished their remarkable knowledge. The story of Petra's water management system teaches us an important lesson. No matter how advanced a civilization becomes, its technological achievements remain fragile, vulnerable to time's relentless power and history's unpredictable events. Among today's countless advanced technologies, how many might follow the Nabatean water system's fate? Once humanity's pinnacle of achievement, later quietly buried by time. Perhaps ultimately, reflecting upon ancient accomplishments like these provides the deepest insight into the true value of human knowledge and civilization. 17. The ancient flying machines Vimana. Over 2,000 years ago, amidst the sacred temples and bustling cities of ancient Indian civilization, texts such as the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Vaimanika Shastra described a mysterious form of transportation that still astonishes modern researchers, the legendary flying machines known as Vimanas. According to these ancient records, Vimanas allowed humans to soar effortlessly through the skies, transcending earthly boundaries. But were these detailed descriptions merely products of vivid imagination, or did they genuinely record an advanced aeronautical technology deliberately forgotten by history? In ancient writings, Vimanas are described with striking detail, not merely as mythical chariots, but as sophisticated aircraft featuring intricate designs, mysterious propulsion systems, and special metallic alloys. The Vaimanika Shastra, a Sanskrit manuscript rediscovered in the early 20th century, meticulously outlines individual components of these flying machines, from complex control systems and cockpit designs to landing gear and exotic fuels with strange, unfamiliar names. One can't help but wonder, how could ancient people imagine such precise details of fully functional aircraft unless they had actually witnessed or used them firsthand? Remarkably, these texts even recount intense aerial battles, describing Vimanas equipped with powerful weapons that caused explosions and dazzling bursts of light, strikingly reminiscent of modern weaponry. Such accounts have led some contemporary researchers to speculate whether ancient civilizations might have possessed secret knowledge of propulsion systems, perhaps an early form of electromagnetic or jet propulsion that remains unknown even today. Several scholars have attempted to reconstruct Vimanas based on these ancient descriptions, but have encountered significant obstacles. Although the texts offer detailed accounts, they notably omit crucial specifics about engine operation or exact fuel formulations. Did ancient scribes deliberately withhold these critical details to safeguard valuable technological secrets, or were they themselves unsure how these mysterious flying machines actually operated? Other theories propose that Vimanas were not creations of earthly civilizations at all, but rather the result of ancient encounters with extraterrestrial beings. Descriptions of bright lights, smoke trails, loud roaring sounds, and remarkable flying capabilities closely resemble modern accounts of unidentified flying objects, UFOs. But if such extraordinary encounters genuinely occurred, why has all physical evidence of this remarkable technology completely vanished from history? Perhaps the answer lies in the very mythical nature of the Vimanas themselves. To those who trust in ancient wisdom, Vimanas offer compelling evidence that humanity once reached technological heights, now lost to time. For skeptics, these flying machines symbolize humanity's timeless yearning to conquer the skies, embodying our enduring fascination with flight and technological mastery. Regardless of the truth, the stories of Vimanas continue to pose a fascinating challenge for modern archaeologists and historians, reminding us of how much we have yet to discover about our distant past. 18. The Maya's glowing ink. Hidden deep within the dense jungles of Central America, the ancient pyramids and temples of the Maya civilization quietly guard an extraordinary secret that still puzzles modern science. On ancient walls, stone columns, and rare surviving manuscripts, archaeologists have discovered traces of a mysterious ink, not just ordinary pigment used for writing or artwork, but a remarkable substance that glows brightly in the darkness. How did a civilization that existed over 1,000 years ago manage to create such an enigmatic, luminous material, one that even today's advanced science cannot fully replicate? From the moment of their discovery, these glowing ink traces have astonished researchers. Not only do they emit a gentle glow in complete darkness, but this luminescence has remarkably endured for centuries. Maya hieroglyphic carvings made with this ink appear indistinguishable from ordinary ink during daylight, yet as soon as night falls they emit an eerie, beautiful blue glow, as if the inscriptions themselves come alive, whispering their ancient stories in the darkness. Chemical analysis reveals that the Maya's glowing ink was crafted from a complex mixture of natural substances, including rare minerals, organic compounds, and extracts from bioluminescent fungi or insects. Yet intriguingly, modern attempts to recreate this formula have largely failed. Even when scientists combine identical natural ingredients, the resulting ink either rapidly loses its luminescence or fails to maintain the stable glow and vivid clarity achieved by the Maya. What was the true secret behind their extraordinary luminous ink? Some scholars hypothesize that ancient Maya artisans understood and harnessed natural bioluminescence, perhaps derived from fungi naturally glowing within tropical forests. They might have discovered how to extract enzymes or organic substances from these fungi, blending them carefully with tree resins or minerals to create a stable, enduring, luminescent ink. However, how the Maya managed to preserve bioluminescent enzymes in a dry, stable state that could glow steadily over hundreds of years remains an unresolved puzzle. Another compelling theory suggests the Maya created luminous ink not merely for artistic or aesthetic purposes, but because it served a critical role in their religious and spiritual rituals. Within the profound darkness of sacred temples, the mystical glow from inscriptions and murals would have transformed ceremonies into profoundly magical experiences, enhancing the sacred atmosphere and enabling Maya priests to vividly convey divine messages to their followers. Could this sacred knowledge have been closely guarded, confined only to an elite group of high-ranking priests, never widely shared, and ultimately lost forever with the civilization's decline? Perhaps the Maya's creation of luminous ink is itself a symbolic metaphor, a poignant reminder of the light of human knowledge quietly submerged beneath the tides of history, yet never fully extinguished. 19. The secret of moving the giant statues of Easter Island. Standing isolated in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, Easter Island, Rapa Nui, has long fascinated scientists due to the mysterious presence of hundreds of colossal stone statues, known as moai. Carved from massive volcanic rock, these enormous figures weigh anywhere from dozens to hundreds of tons, silently gazing out to sea as immortal guardians. Yet the greatest mystery that continues to perplex archaeologists remains unanswered. How did the ancient Rapa Nui people, equipped only with primitive tools and limited resources, manage to transport and erect these gigantic statues? Local legends hold that the moai were never dragged or laboriously rolled. Instead, they walked to their destinations through some magical force. The Rapa Nui people still recount the phrase "the moai walked," as though the statues possessed living spirits capable of rising and stepping into their predetermined places. Though seemingly a far-fetched myth, archaeological evidence indeed hints at something peculiar. Scattered along paths connecting the quarry to the coastline are large stone slabs, forming mysterious corridors. Could ancient islanders have discovered how to cleverly harness gravity and terrain, enabling these monumental statues to truly walk? Modern researchers have conducted numerous experiments to recreate the statue moving techniques. A widely supported hypothesis suggests the Rapa Nui utilized sturdy ropes and a clever rocking method, gently swaying the statues from side to side in rhythm, creating a convincing illusion of walking. Tests of this technique have achieved notable success, but it remains baffling how ancient islanders, living isolated in the middle of the ocean, could conceive and effectively apply such advanced physics. Other scholars propose that ancient islanders employed wooden frameworks or rolling mechanisms to significantly reduce friction and weight, easing transportation. However, geological studies indicate that during the period when the moai were erected, Easter Island lacked sufficient large trees to construct such elaborate support structures. Could there have been alternative methods, or has time completely hidden the true secret behind the statue's movement? More daring theories speculate that the islanders might have harnessed acoustic vibrations or natural magnetic fields to substantially lighten the massive stones, facilitating their effortless transportation and precise placement in sacred locations. Yet despite their intrigue, these ideas lack definitive scientific validation, further deepening the mystery of how the moai traveled. Perhaps the ultimate secret of the moai statues lies beyond the mere methods of their transportation. Instead, it may rest in a profound message from the Rapa Nui to future generations. Could their extraordinary efforts, innovative techniques, and communal spirit have allowed them to accomplish what seemed impossible, with the true secret surviving only in legends and whispered tales? Or did they genuinely discover a special knowledge and ancient technology still beyond our modern comprehension? Today, standing before these silent statues, gazing eternally at the sea, we see more than mere stone figures. We feel an intangible spiritual power. The moai deliver a timeless message that even amidst resource limitations and technological constraints, humanity can create wonders fueled by intelligence, creativity, and unity. Perhaps the immortality of the moai lies not in their monumental size or weight, but in the enduring mystery of their creation, a secret that forever inspires curiosity, exploration, and reflection. 20. The Nimrud Lens. In 1850, archaeologists excavating the ancient palace in Nimrud, the once mighty capital of the Assyrian Empire, uncovered an unusual artifact hidden among countless treasures. It was a small, exquisitely crafted crystal lens dating back to the 8th century BCE, now famously known as the Nimrud lens. But how could a civilization nearly 3 millennia old produce such a precise optical lens when modern science only developed the magnifying glass in the 17th century? From the moment of its discovery, the Nimrud lens sparked intense debate. Some scholars initially proposed it was merely decorative jewelry or a symbolic object, yet closer examination revealed astonishing optical capabilities. The lens magnifies objects up to 3 times, powerful enough to clearly observe tiny details or minute inscriptions. It also effortlessly concentrates sunlight to ignite fires. This incredible capability forces researchers to ponder. Could the ancient Assyrians genuinely have understood and utilized optical principles thousands of years before modern optics emerged? Or was this merely an extraordinary coincidence? Remarkably, some ancient texts even hint that the Assyrians used specialized instruments to study the stars and celestial phenomena, raising intriguing questions. Was the Nimrud lens part of a more extensive ancient astronomical toolkit? Might the Assyrians have utilized optics to observe the heavens, allowing them to predict weather patterns, agricultural cycles, or even significant future events? Yet if ancient Assyrians indeed possessed such sophisticated optical knowledge, why did this groundbreaking technology vanish entirely from subsequent history? One possibility is that lens-making secrets were closely guarded by a select elite, perhaps royal astronomers or priests. When the Assyrian civilization collapsed under the weight of warfare, their invaluable knowledge may have perished along with them. Alternatively, perhaps the complexity and secrecy behind crystal crafting made these skills difficult to pass down, leaving only rare artifacts like the Nimrud lens as remnants of this forgotten expertise. Some researchers even speculate whether the Nimrud lens might indicate ancient contact with a technologically advanced civilization from whom the Assyrians may have learned or replicated sophisticated optical techniques. Although this theory seems far-fetched, it underscores our genuine astonishment at the technical skills demonstrated by people living nearly 3,000 years ago. Ultimately, perhaps the greatest secret of the Nimrud lens lies not in how ancient artisans created it, but rather in our own humility and wonder when confronted by their remarkable achievements. Could it be that human history continuously holds mysteries beyond even the most powerful magnifying glass, allowing us only fleeting glimpses into our distant past? How many more remarkable inventions remain undiscovered or have quietly disappeared forever into the endless shadows of time? 21. Egypt's eternal light. Within the silent darkness of Egypt's royal tombs, places seemingly untouched by time for thousands of years, persist intriguing stories about a mysterious, eternal light that once illuminated these sacred spaces without any apparent fuel or energy source. Ancient Egyptian texts and legends speak of how, upon first opening royal tombs, archaeologists were astonished to discover inner chambers gently glowing with a stable, ethereal illumination, as though darkness had never truly penetrated these sacred places. But was this incredible phenomenon an example of advanced ancient technology, or merely a myth born from profound spiritual beliefs? Ancient Egyptian writings refer to this peculiar light as a divine gift from Ra, the supreme sun god, symbolizing eternal life and sacred power. Egyptian priests believed that for souls to safely journey into the afterlife, they required an everlasting source of illumination. Yet what puzzles modern scientists and archaeologists most is whether such mysterious lighting could realistically exist inside sealed tombs with limited oxygen, conditions seemingly unsuitable for sustaining any flame. Some researchers speculate the ancient Egyptians may have developed a unique substance capable of self-luminescence through slow chemical reactions lasting centuries. For instance, They might have harnessed natural phosphorus compounds or rare minerals capable of absorbing and re-emitting stored light continuously within the dark tomb environment. However, modern chemical analyses have yet to uncover definitive evidence of any ancient compound stable and potent enough to convincingly explain this enduring phenomenon. Another intriguing hypothesis suggests the Egyptians employed primitive electrical devices or natural electrical currents, reminiscent of the famous Baghdad battery discovered in Mesopotamia, to maintain steady illumination inside the tombs. Yet remarkably, no definitive traces of ancient electrical equipment have ever been found within Egyptian burial chambers, nor have clear descriptions of such technologies surfaced in ancient texts. Could Egyptian priests have deliberately concealed knowledge of this mysterious power, safeguarding their spiritual authority and secrets of immortality? Ancient explorers such as Plutarch and Herodotus also mentioned accounts of eternal lights illuminating Egyptian temples and tombs. Unfortunately, these references were largely passed down as oral traditions or myths rather than verifiable historical evidence. Thus, despite their allure, these accounts fall short of providing irrefutable scientific proof confirming the historical existence of genuinely eternal illumination technologies. Nevertheless, perhaps the true significance of Egypt's eternal light transcends whether it physically existed. Instead, its deeper meaning symbolizes the exquisite fusion of technology and spirituality, science, and humanity's eternal quest for immortality. This mystical glow represents our profound yearning to overcome darkness, conquer death, and pursue everlasting life. Today, standing before the ancient tomb walls where this mysterious illumination was once said to shine, we are compelled by a deep longing to understand the extraordinary capabilities of ancient civilizations and humbled by the countless secrets still hidden from view. Perhaps Egypt's mysterious eternal light is subtly reminding us that no matter how far humanity advances in exploring the universe, some mysteries may forever lie beyond our comprehension. Ironically, it's these unexplained phenomena that most brightly illuminate the ultimate limits of human knowledge. 22nd. Peru's ancient Chanquillo Observatory. Quietly nestled among the arid dunes of Peru's northern coastal desert, the ancient observatory of Chanquillo has silently preserved an astonishing astronomical secret, one that reveals capabilities far beyond what historians once believed possible for ancient civilizations. Built around the 4th century BCE, Chanquillo consists of 13 carefully aligned stone towers arranged along a perfect curve, so precisely placed that modern astronomers remain astounded by its accuracy. How could a civilization that vanished nearly 2,000 years ago create such a sophisticated astronomical observatory? After years of detailed study, scientists have confirmed that the 13 towers at Chanquillo weren't simply ceremonial or decorative structures. Instead, they form an ingenious astronomical device designed to precisely track and measure the passage of days throughout the year. By standing at a fixed vantage point within the observatory, ancient astronomers could watch the sun rise and set through carefully defined spaces between the towers. This remarkable alignment allowed them to determine solstices and equinoxes with astonishing accuracy, critical knowledge for agriculture, harvesting, and religious ceremonies. Even more incredible, modern researchers have determined that Chanquillo's accuracy rivals many observatories constructed thousands of years later. This raises a profound question. How did ancient Peruvians achieve such remarkable astronomical sophistication? Without telescopes or advanced measuring instruments, how could they have calculated and precisely constructed a stone tower system that tracks celestial movements with near-perfect accuracy? Some scholars suggest that the builders of Chanquillo accumulated generations of careful sky-watching knowledge. Early on, they likely used simpler markers to track solar and celestial patterns, refining their understanding over time before finally creating this fixed, elaborate structure. Yet even so, achieving the extraordinary precision seen at Chanquillo would have required exceptionally advanced mathematical thinking and calculation skills, skills that archaeologists have found no clear evidence of within regional archaeological artifacts or writings. Perhaps the greatest mystery surrounding Chanquillo isn't the observatory itself, but rather why such advanced astronomical technology completely disappeared after the civilization that built it declined. Once the builders' culture faded away, no one remained to preserve or use this intricate astronomical tool. Over time, their sophisticated knowledge slipped quietly into oblivion, buried beneath desert sands. Another possibility is that Chanquillo's astronomers intentionally kept their extraordinary knowledge secret, reserving it exclusively for elite priestly classes, forbidden from sharing their sacred expertise with outsiders. In the end, perhaps Chanquillo's deepest message to future generations isn't merely about the incredible astronomical skill of ancient peoples, but also about the profound fragility of human knowledge in the face of time itself. It reminds us that no matter how far science and technology advance, there are always magnificent secrets once known, but forever lost to history, leaving us with endless questions that may never fully be answered. 23. Ancient Greek fireproof paint. Throughout ancient Greece's long history, temples, palaces, and magnificent architectural wonders survived countless wars and devastating natural disasters. Yet few realize that one key secret to their extraordinary resilience lay hidden within a mysterious lost substance, an ancient type of fireproof paint mentioned in old texts as a miraculous elixir capable of shielding structures from destructive flames. But how could ancient Greeks, armed only with basic tools and limited chemical knowledge, invent such an effective fire-resistant material, one that even modern science struggles to fully replicate? Historical accounts reveal that ancient Greeks applied this extraordinary paint to protect stone columns, domes, and walls in sacred structures like the Parthenon and the Temple of Apollo at Delphi. This mysterious coating not only resisted intense heat and prevented flames from spreading, but also helped preserve architectural beauty and durability over centuries. Ancient legends recount that even when fierce fires destroyed surrounding areas, temples coated in this paint stood nearly untouched, as though shielded by divine forces. Modern scientists have attempted to analyze surviving samples from ancient structures, but efforts to precisely recreate the original formula remain unsuccessful. Chemical analyses suggest ingredients like quicklime, minerals, fired clay, and unique organic substances were involved, but researchers suspect an unknown, secret component allowed this ancient paint to far exceed the fireproof properties of contemporary materials. Could it be a rare mineral available only in ancient Greek lands, or a specialized treatment process that modern techniques haven't yet rediscovered? One compelling theory proposes that Greek artisans incorporated naturally occurring asbestos, a mineral known for its exceptional heat resistance, abundant in certain Greek regions, mixed expertly with organic binders to create their fireproof coating. Yet, if this hypothesis is accurate, it raises an even bigger question. How could ancient Greeks have understood and safely handled a dangerous material like asbestos, skillfully processing it into such a sophisticated product? Another intriguing hypothesis argues the true secret behind the Greek fireproof paint lies in unique organic compounds extracted from native plants or resins that naturally resisted heat and flames. However, no specific plant or natural compound has been identified conclusively, and perhaps those special species have vanished entirely, lost along with ancient Greek civilization's decline. Today, as the threat of fires grows increasingly serious, modern science continues its relentless search for superior fire-resistant materials. Yet reflecting on this enigmatic ancient paint raises a humbling question. Did humanity once reach extraordinary peaks of material science, only to lose them, intentionally or accidentally, in the relentless flow of history? Perhaps the greatest mystery of Greek fireproof paint isn't merely its formula or chemical composition, but rather how ancient people harmoniously lived with and maximized nature's resources around them. It stands as a profound lesson in human ingenuity, demonstrating that extraordinary technological achievements can arise simply from keen observation, patience, and endless creativity. Could this lost technology remind us that no matter how advanced we become, history still conceals remarkable secrets, forgotten wisdom waiting to be rediscovered, ready to illuminate our path forward once again? 24th, Archimedes' legendary solar mirror. In 212 BCE, the Greek city of Syracuse faced a fierce siege by a powerful Roman fleet. Amidst that desperate moment, Archimedes, the legendary genius of the ancient world, reportedly stood upon the towering city walls and unveiled an extraordinary weapon never before witnessed. Ancient historians describe how he employed a series of massive bronze mirrors to harness the sun's rays, creating an intensely focused beam of light directed at the Roman ships. Astonishingly, the enemy vessels burst into flames, throwing the Roman sailors into panic and forcing a chaotic retreat. But did such a remarkable weapon genuinely exist? Or is this merely a myth embellished over centuries? Historical accounts of Archimedes' so-called death ray appear in writings from ancient historians like Polybius, Plutarch, and Lucian, yet not all scholars are convinced the technology was ever real. Some believe the story is merely a legend crafted to glorify Archimedes' intellect, symbolizing the incredible power of knowledge rather than an actual weapon. However, modern scientific experiments indicate that, at least in principle, using bronze mirrors to concentrate sunlight and ignite fires is entirely feasible. Throughout the 20th century, various scientists and engineers attempted to recreate Archimedes' fabled device. By aligning multiple smaller mirrors to concentrate sunlight onto distant wooden targets, researchers successfully ignited fires, proving the basic concept valid. Nevertheless, setting fire to moving warships hundreds of meters offshore presents significant challenges. Real-world experiments encountered numerous difficulties, from precisely aligning mirrors to accounting for weather conditions and maintaining consistent sunlight. How, then, could Archimedes and the ancient citizens of Syracuse have managed to achieve this remarkable feat under genuine battle conditions? Some researchers suggest Archimedes didn't necessarily need to set entire ships ablaze. Instead, his mirrors might have targeted highly flammable components such as sails, ropes, or wooden hull sections coated with resin, causing sudden flames and widespread panic. The psychological shock and confusion resulting from unexpected fires would have greatly outweighed the actual physical damage inflicted, creating chaos among the Roman attackers. Other intriguing theories propose Archimedes employed more sophisticated mechanisms beyond simple bronze mirrors, perhaps including primitive lenses or unique reflective materials designed to amplify the sun's rays. Yet no archaeological evidence has surfaced to confirm such advanced technology existed in ancient Syracuse, leaving the mystery unresolved. So what truly lies behind Archimedes' legendary solar mirror? Perhaps this extraordinary weapon was less a technological marvel and more a profound symbolic statement, representing the boundless potential of human intellect and the transformative power of knowledge when applied ingeniously in even the most desperate situations. Even if Archimedes' reflective mirrors never existed exactly as the legend describes, their story continues to inspire future generations, driving us to continually push the boundaries of science and human innovation. 25. The Incas' plant-based anesthetic. Over 5 centuries ago, amid the towering Andes Mountains and dense rainforests of South America, the ancient Inca civilization developed a medical technique so remarkable that modern doctors still marvel today. They used completely plant-derived anesthetics to perform complex surgeries. Historical accounts left by Spanish explorers who first encountered this civilization describe their astonishment upon witnessing Incan physicians performing sophisticated brain surgeries, tumor removals, and treating severe wounds, all while the patients experienced no pain. What incredible secret allowed the Incas to achieve something Western medicine of that time couldn't even begin to imagine? Modern archaeologists and medical researchers have uncovered undeniable evidence from ancient skulls showing that the Incas successfully performed numerous complex procedures, including trepanation, an intricate skull drilling technique. Perhaps most astonishingly, the survival rate following these operations was extraordinarily high, exceeding 80%. To accomplish this, the Inca undoubtedly relied not only on advanced surgical skill, but also on some form of effective anesthetic or painkiller. Yet how exactly did they create such powerful medicinal compounds using only natural resources at their disposal? Further investigation of ancient texts and traditional folklore reveals that the Incas skillfully blended a variety of native plants, such as coca leaves, datura, also known as Jimson weed, San Pedro cactus resin, and numerous other herbs containing potent alkaloids with anesthetic and pain-relieving properties. Coca leaves, for instance, were widely used not just in daily life, but also carefully harnessed by ancient healers as an effective pain relief remedy. Even more impressive was their sophisticated method of adjusting dosages and combining plant extracts to avoid toxicity or severe side effects, an achievement modern science still finds challenging to precisely replicate. Some researchers suggest that Inca physicians possessed exceptional expertise in extracting and preparing natural compounds, skills refined and perfected across generations. These invaluable secrets were rarely written down, instead passed orally from generation to generation, fiercely protected as sacred knowledge. Tragically, when Spanish conquerors devastated the Inca civilization, these invaluable medical insights vanished rapidly along with them. Another intriguing possibility is that the Incas employed their plant-based anesthetics through special ceremonial rituals, integrating both spiritual and psychological dimensions. Some studies indicate religious rituals and gentle hypnosis performed by shamans and healers could have significantly enhanced the natural anesthetic and pain-relieving effects of their plant medicines. Could these carefully induced mental states have substantially boosted patients' tolerance for pain, allowing them to endure surgical procedures that might otherwise seem impossible? Whatever the true explanation, it's clear that ancient Incan medicine once reached heights far beyond contemporary medical practices in Europe at the time. Tragically, the secrets behind their extraordinary plant-based anesthetics were utterly lost after the Inca civilization collapsed under Spanish conquest. The last healers who knew these magical formulations disappeared, taking their incredible knowledge into eternal obscurity. 26. Ancient Persian cooling technology. Amid the scorching heat and relentless conditions of today's Iranian deserts, the palaces of the ancient Persian Empire once held an extraordinary technological secret, something we typically associate only with modern times: a natural cooling and air conditioning system. This ingenious innovation allowed Persian royalty and nobles to enjoy refreshing comfort even on the hottest summer days. But what astonishes researchers today is how a civilization over 2,000 years ago developed such a sophisticated climate control system, and why this advanced technology mysteriously vanished from history. The ancient Persians engineered a unique architectural structure known as the Badgir, or wind tower, designed specifically to cool indoor spaces naturally. These towering structures featured carefully placed openings that skillfully captured the prevailing winds, directing airflow into the buildings below. As hot desert air entered these towers, It passed over cool water pools or through underground aqueducts known as qanats, dramatically reducing indoor temperatures. Thanks to this brilliant technique, Persian palaces remained comfortably cool, even when outdoor temperatures approached nearly 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Modern scientists and engineers attempting to recreate this ancient technology have been astonished by its practical efficiency. Experiments show that a system combining badgirs and qanats can reduce indoor temperatures by 18 to 27 degrees Fahrenheit compared to the outdoor environment, remarkably comparable to today's electrically powered air conditioning units. This proves the ancient Persians possessed an impressively advanced understanding of aerodynamics, thermodynamics, and architectural engineering, knowledge previously assumed only available after the Industrial Revolution. Yet one major question remains. Why did such an effective and advanced technology completely disappear from widespread use? Perhaps the answer lies in the turbulent history of this region. After the Persian Empire fell, the area experienced centuries of invasions, warfare, and instability. Skilled artisans, engineers, and master builders who possessed the secrets of the badgir and qanat systems were killed or dispersed, interrupting the transmission of this precious knowledge to later generations. Another hypothesis suggests that persistent wars, political upheaval, and shifts from settled to nomadic lifestyles eventually made it impossible for local communities to maintain and preserve complex building techniques like badgirs. Gradually, ancient structures deteriorated, connections to this remarkable cooling technology faded, and eventually the knowledge was lost entirely, surviving only as an archaeological mystery. Today, as the world grapples with climate change and seeks sustainable cooling solutions, Persia's ancient cooling technology is once again drawing attention. Contemporary architects and engineers have begun studying and incorporating the principles behind badgirs and qanats into modern sustainable designs, aiming to reduce electricity dependence and environmental impact. Perhaps the greatest lesson from Persia's ancient cooling systems is not just technical innovation, but a profound reminder of how vulnerable human knowledge is in the face of historical turmoil. It teaches us that even the most remarkable technologies can be easily lost if not carefully preserved and passed down. As we rediscover this ancient technology, are we uncovering lost secrets obscured by time, or simply learning anew that history always holds extraordinary achievements humanity once had, but unintentionally or intentionally allowed to slip away? 27. The Romans' self-supporting dome. At the heart of Rome, the magnificent Pantheon, constructed nearly 2,000 years ago, still stands proudly, defying the relentless forces of time, earthquakes, wars, and historical upheavals. Its most astonishing feature is the massive concrete dome, spanning over 142 feet in diameter, remarkably built without any central supporting columns, yet remaining perfectly stable. Even today, architects and engineers marvel, wondering how did the ancient Romans construct such a sophisticated, self-supporting architectural masterpiece? surpassing even many modern structures. The Pantheon's dome is more than just an architectural wonder. It vividly showcases the exceptional mathematical precision, engineering expertise, and spatial ingenuity of ancient Roman architects. The first secret lies in their unique concrete formula, a precise blend of quicklime, volcanic ash, and pumice stone. Yet the true brilliance behind the Pantheon's dome comes from the meticulous way Romans handled the immense forces and weight distribution involved. Modern research has revealed that the dome's thickness gradually decreases from its base up to the apex, ingeniously reducing weight upon the supporting walls and evenly distributing structural stress. Furthermore, the Romans cleverly incorporated progressively lighter concrete mixtures higher up, increasing pumice content near the dome's summit. Yet how did ancient craftsmen accurately grasp these complex principles of weight distribution and structural balance without any modern measuring tools? One theory suggests Romans employed practical trial and error methods. They likely constructed smaller scale models, experimenting extensively with materials before erecting the grand dome itself. Over generations, through continuous experimentation, they learned valuable lessons about structural balance, weight reduction, and optimal material selection. However, this explanation alone cannot fully clarify how they precisely scaled these small-scale insights to construct a structure as unprecedented and enormous as the Pantheon. Another possibility is that ancient Roman architects possessed an exceptionally deep knowledge of mathematics and geometry, enabling them to calculate the ideal angles and curvature of the dome with remarkable accuracy. Recent research into ancient texts and Roman architecture suggests these architects may indeed have thoroughly understood advanced geometric principles, including calculating precise pressures and forces acting upon large curved structures. Yet intriguingly, no surviving documents explicitly detail the specific methods or calculations used. Could this knowledge have been deliberately safeguarded as a closely held secret, passed only verbally among elite craftsmen and master architects? Another intriguing theory is that Romans strategically leveraged environmental and climatic conditions. Modern studies indicate that the central opening at the dome's apex, called the oculus, plays a critical role in regulating air pressure and evenly distributing structural stresses, contributing to the dome's astonishing durability. Yet exactly how the Romans understood and leveraged these natural factors so precisely remains an unsolved mystery. Perhaps the Pantheon's dome conveys a deeper message. Even when we believe we fully understand technology, mysteries always remain beyond the grasp of current knowledge, secrets once known, now forgotten, serving as timeless reminders of the humility required in the face of humanity's incredible intellectual achievements. 28th. Heron of Alexandria's automated machines. In the 1st century AD, within Alexandria, the greatest intellectual hub of the ancient world, lived a genius inventor named Heron, whose creations astonished contemporaries and continue to amaze modern scientists. Among Heron's numerous groundbreaking inventions, one category stands out, prompting scholars today to ask, was Heron the creator of humanity's first automated machines? Devices we might today call primitive robots. Heron's surviving texts meticulously describe ingenious machines capable of autonomous operation without any human intervention. He crafted temple doors that automatically opened when fires were lit on altars, statues that poured wine by themselves whenever guests placed cups down, and even miniature mechanical theatres where tiny figures smoothly glided across stages as if guided by invisible hands. But how could an inventor living more than 2 millennia ago possibly design machines this sophisticated? The secret lies in Heron's deep understanding and skillful use of pneumatics, hydraulics, and mechanical dynamics. He cleverly harnessed air pressure and steam power, technologies once believed to have emerged only during the Industrial Revolution, to power his automatic devices. Among his most famous inventions was the aeolipile, the first steam engine in history, a metal sphere rotating rapidly due to steam jets escaping through carefully positioned nozzles. Although the aeolipile wasn't practically utilized in Heron's time, it stands as vivid proof of his extraordinary creativity and technical mastery. Modern researchers reconstructing Heron's automated machines have consistently been astounded by their precision and reliability. This confirms that Heron possessed not only a remarkably fertile imagination, but also advanced skills in mechanics, mathematics, and physics. Yet a lingering puzzle remains. Why did Heron's brilliant innovations vanish from history so quickly, never gaining wider adoption or further development? One prevailing theory is that despite their impressive nature, Heron's inventions simply didn't find clear practical applications in ancient societies where labor was abundant, relying primarily on human and animal power. His automated machines were perceived more as extravagant amusements or technical curiosities designed for entertainment and amazement rather than practical everyday tools. Consequently, after Heron's death, his successors and students likely failed to recognize the real-world value of these machines, leading to their gradual disappearance into obscurity. Another explanation revolves around Alexandria's tragic historical fate, particularly the destruction of its legendary library. This catastrophic event resulted in the immense loss of invaluable documents and knowledge, including detailed descriptions of Heron's mechanical inventions. Those who understood how to build and operate these automated devices were scattered or killed during upheavals, causing this precious technological insight to vanish entirely. Thus, Heron's ingenious automated machines remain a compelling reminder of humanity's remarkable capacity for innovation, a testament to the fragility of knowledge and how quickly groundbreaking achievements can be lost when their value goes unrecognized or unpreserved by subsequent generations. 29. The Olmec civilization's mysterious lightweight and durable material. Hidden deep within Mexico's dense tropical jungles, remnants of the ancient Olmec civilization still harbor astounding secrets that defy modern scientific explanation. Among these mysteries, one phenomenon particularly puzzles archaeologists and scientists alike. The Olmecs, Central America's earliest known civilization, thriving over 3,000 years ago, developed an enigmatic construction material, both incredibly lightweight and extraordinarily durable, far surpassing anything thought possible during that era. Upon exploring Olmec ruins, researchers discovered various massive structures and large sculptures crafted from surprisingly lightweight materials. Some colossal stone artifacts appeared massive, yet detailed analyses revealed their density was unexpectedly low. This raised an intriguing question. Could the Olmecs have developed an early composite material combining stone with lightweight substances such as fired clay, volcanic ash, or plant fibers to achieve a construction material that was simultaneously robust and easy to handle? Modern scientists have closely examined samples of this material and concluded it closely resembles an early form of lightweight concrete. The mixture appears to include limestone, volcanic ash, and certain organic compounds yet to be precisely identified today. Remarkably, experiments indicate this ancient material demonstrates exceptional resistance to harsh tropical climates and astonishingly withstands erosion over extended periods. How then could the Olmecs have discovered the exact formula for a perfectly balanced combination of lightness and durability, a feat even today's advanced materials science struggles to achieve consistently? One prominent hypothesis suggests the Olmecs might have stumbled upon this remarkable material through extensive experimentation with locally available natural resources. Volcanic ash from nearby volcanoes likely served as a critical additive, much like the volcanic ash the Romans later utilized to produce their famously durable concrete. Yet the real mystery remains the Olmecs' ability to precisely adjust ingredient ratios, achieving ideal properties without the benefit of sophisticated modern equipment. Other theories propose that besides volcanic ash, the Olmecs might have employed unique tree resins or specialized plant fibers to reinforce their materials, thus enhancing strength and durability. However, no concrete archaeological evidence has been found to conclusively verify these claims, further deepening the intrigue surrounding this extraordinary material. If the Olmecs truly possessed this advanced building technology, why did it vanish entirely from history? Perhaps the answer lies in the enigmatic fate of the Olmec civilization itself. When their society mysteriously collapsed around 400 BCE, the artisans and priests who safeguarded this secret may have vanished with it. Perhaps the technique was never documented but transmitted orally within a select, elite group, inevitably lost when the Olmec society disintegrated. Today, as modern archaeologists and material scientists strive to develop innovative, lightweight, and durable materials for contemporary construction, rediscovering the Olmec's forgotten techniques becomes increasingly appealing. Could it be that among the ancient ruins of the Olmec civilization, clues still await discovery, secrets once concealed by the passage of time, yet capable of unlocking future advancements in modern material science? 30. Ancient Egypt's timeless food. Preservation technology beneath the scorching sun and blistering heat of the Sahara Desert, hidden deep within sacred temples and ancient tombs thousands of years old, the ancient Egyptians safeguarded a technological secret so extraordinary that even modern science struggles to fully comprehend it. This remarkable technique enabled food to remain perfectly preserved, seemingly for eternity. When archaeologists excavated Egyptian royal tombs, they were astonished to discover jars of honey, grains, dried fruits, and even bread stored for over 3,000 years, all still perfectly intact, as if prepared just yesterday. What was it that allowed the Egyptians to achieve this astonishing feat of preservation? One of the most famous discoveries was jars of honey found inside ancient tombs. Modern scientists, upon testing this honey, were stunned to realize that it remained completely safe to consume after more than 3 millennia. Honey naturally possesses antibacterial properties, but the Egyptians took this further by combining honey with special substances such as pure beeswax, fragrant oils, and herbs. This powerful mixture didn't just preserve the honey's freshness, it also prevented bacteria and mold from thriving within the tightly sealed jars. Beyond honey, the Egyptians excelled at preserving grains, clearly understanding the importance of maintaining low humidity and stable temperatures to protect food from spoilage. Their grain storage facilities were ingeniously constructed deep underground, naturally maintaining consistent, cool temperatures year-round. But what was truly remarkable was their specialized technique, coating the interior walls of these storage chambers with fired clay mixed with quicklime. This unique combination effectively absorbed and regulated moisture, entirely preventing mold growth and insect infestations over centuries, sometimes even millennia. Egyptians also expertly preserved dried foods, including fruits, meat, and fish, using a sophisticated blend of sun-drying techniques and salt curing, along with secret herbal mixtures. They understood that salt and natural spices not only prolonged food's shelf life, but also enhanced its nutritional value and taste. However, it was the Egyptians' secretive herbal compounds and native plant oils that truly ensured preservation. These natural substances created an impermeable barrier, completely halting bacterial invasion and decay caused by time itself. Today's scientists, despite identifying traces of these mysterious compounds, have not yet succeeded in fully recreating or pinpointing the exact recipes and ingredients used by the ancient Egyptians. But why did such a miraculous food preservation technology disappear completely from history? Perhaps the answer lies in the secrecy and sacredness of this knowledge. Only a select group of priests and Egypt's elite were permitted to possess these preservation secrets, never allowing such vital knowledge to spread widely among commoners. As ancient Egyptian civilization declined, invasions and shifts in power scattered or destroyed the priesthood, the sole keepers of these precious formulas. Ultimately, this extraordinary knowledge sank quickly into oblivion, leaving behind only the incredibly preserved ancient foods, quietly defying time as silent testimony to their lost art. 31. The advanced water supply and drainage system of Mohenjo-Daro. Over 4,500 years ago, in the vast floodplains of the Indus River Valley, the people of Mohenjo-Daro built a technological marvel so sophisticated that it continues to astonish the modern world today. An advanced water supply and drainage system, one so complex and well-engineered that it surpassed the sanitation standards of major European cities by thousands of years. While most contemporary civilizations struggled with hygiene and polluted water supplies, the inhabitants of Mohenjo-Daro had mastered the art of providing abundant clean water and sophisticated wastewater disposal. Yet the greatest mystery remains unanswered. How could such a remarkable technology simply vanish, leaving behind the enigmatic remains of the Indus civilization? When archaeologists first excavated Mohenjo-Daro, they discovered a meticulously designed network of baked brick pipelines and channels, weaving seamlessly throughout residential areas, from public facilities down to individual households. Each home had its own private bathroom equipped with both clean water pipelines and a drainage system for wastewater. Remarkably, these wastewater pipes were constructed with precise slopes, allowing the continuous, unobstructed flow of water, thus preventing any blockage. Furthermore, the inhabitants even designed sophisticated settling tanks and wastewater treatment pits located far away from residential zones, clearly demonstrating their deep understanding of public health and sanitation principles. Modern engineers marvel at the effectiveness of Mohenjo-Daro's water management system, noting that archaeological evidence reveals no signs of significant failures, despite being built thousands of years ago. The primary building materials, carefully selected baked bricks and specially treated clay, were crafted meticulously to resist water penetration and withstand deterioration over time. Yet how exactly did ancient people, without the benefit of modern measuring instruments, manage to calculate the precise gradients, slopes, and dimensions of these drainage channels with such astonishing accuracy? Some researchers speculate that the Indus people gradually accumulated this engineering knowledge over generations, perfected through centuries of practical experimentation. However, intriguingly, no written records detailing the design or construction of this elaborate system have ever been found. Perhaps this valuable knowledge was passed down orally among generations of skilled artisans and local engineers, and as the Indus civilization eventually declined, this carefully preserved expertise quietly disappeared into oblivion. But what truly caused such extraordinary technology to vanish completely when the civilization mysteriously collapsed around 1800 BCE? The answer may lie in the sudden and enigmatic decline of the Indus civilization itself. Proposed theories include climate change, natural disasters such as floods or earthquakes, or drastic shifts in the river's course that could have destroyed the infrastructure and forced inhabitants to abandon their beloved city. As Mohenjo-Daro was deserted, the masterful engineers and craftsmen who possessed these remarkable technological secrets likely dispersed or perished, taking their invaluable knowledge with them. Thus, one of the most advanced civilizations of its era simply faded away without a trace, taking with it a technology that could have profoundly altered the course of urban development in world history. 32. The enigmatic mirror-making art of the ancient Etruscans. Hidden beneath the lush, rolling hills of Tuscany, Italy, the ancient Etruscan civilization thrived, harboring countless unsolved mysteries. Among their most astonishing achievements was the art of crafting extraordinary bronze mirrors. When archaeologists and historians unearthed ancient Etruscan tombs, they were amazed to discover mirrors of exceptional clarity, surpassing those produced by any other contemporary civilization. Even more intriguing, under certain lighting conditions, these mirrors displayed mysterious optical effects as if concealing some secret magical property. The Etruscans, flourishing from roughly the 8th to the 3rd century BCE, were renowned for their advanced metalworking skills. Yet the exceptional reflective quality of their mirrors remains a puzzle to modern science. Detailed analyses reveal surfaces polished to a degree approaching absolute perfection. Most remarkably, the metallic alloys used in these mirrors were carefully crafted from copper, combined with precious metals such as silver, tin, and lead in precise proportions unseen elsewhere in antiquity. This alloy not only ensured exceptional durability across millennia, but also provided near-perfect reflectivity. Modern scientists continue to grapple with the challenge of accurately reproducing this metallurgical formula. It demands an extraordinary degree of precision in temperature control, pressure regulation, and chemical reactions, feats seemingly impossible without advanced modern instrumentation. Some scholars speculate that the Etruscans developed this metallurgical secret through centuries of trial and error, passing knowledge orally through generations of highly specialized artisans and priests. Yet mysteriously, no written records of their methods have ever been found, leaving their techniques completely lost to time. A compelling possibility is that these mirrors served purposes far beyond mere vanity or daily grooming. They may have held profound significance in Etruscan religious rituals and spiritual practices. Frequently discovered within tombs alongside sacred and ceremonial objects, these mirrors may have functioned as conduits between the living and spiritual worlds. Under specific lighting conditions, the mirrors' surfaces could generate peculiar and mesmerizing optical effects, interpreted as divine signs or utilized by priests for divination and prophecy. Moreover, we cannot dismiss the hypothesis that the Etruscans possessed advanced understandings of optical principles and light reflection far ahead of their time. Perhaps they mastered ways to manipulate angles and lighting conditions, creating visual phenomena so extraordinary that contemporary observers readily attributed them to magic or supernatural powers. Yet how could an ancient civilization grasp and apply such sophisticated optical concepts without the benefit of precise measurement instruments or mathematical calculations available to us today? Thus, the Etruscan mirrors stand not only as extraordinary artifacts, but also as enduring symbols of the profound mysteries left behind by an advanced civilization whose true mastery continues to elude our understanding. 33. The Minoan civilization's advanced ceramics technology. In the heart of the Mediterranean, on the legendary island of Crete, the ancient Minoan civilization flourished, leaving behind a remarkable and mysterious legacy. Among countless artifacts unearthed by archaeologists, the most astonishing discoveries are beautifully crafted ceramic pots, dishes, and porcelain objects dating back over 3,500 years. Yet these artifacts remain nearly untouched by time. This extraordinary preservation raises a profound question. Did the Minoans possess secret ceramic firing techniques that modern science has yet to fully replicate? Detailed examination of these ancient ceramics reveals not only their exceptional aesthetic beauty, but also remarkable hardness and durability. Scientific research confirms that Minoan ceramics were fired at extraordinarily high temperatures, consistently maintained to achieve perfect glazes and porcelain structures. Such precision and mastery in ceramics remain challenging even for today's advanced pottery techniques. How could the Minoan artisans have controlled kiln temperatures so precisely, long before any instruments capable of accurately measuring heat were even conceived? One leading theory suggests that the Minoans developed specialized kilns featuring advanced airflow management systems, carefully regulating the supply of oxygen to reach and maintain these high temperatures. Archaeological evidence indicates that their kilns were constructed from specially selected, heat-resistant clays, complemented by sophisticated ventilation systems enabling precise temperature control. However, despite extensive studies and experimentation, researchers have yet to completely grasp the detailed methods by which the Minoans built and operated these kilns. Another possibility is that the true secret lies not just in firing techniques, but also in their carefully blended ceramic ingredients. Chemical analysis reveals that Minoan pottery contains rare minerals, some of which were sourced from locations far beyond Crete. This indicates that the Minoans understood exactly how to choose and combine these materials, crafting a ceramic material of exceptional durability and heat resistance. But how, in an era of limited transportation, did they manage to identify, acquire, and precisely blend these rare minerals into their ceramics? Moreover, the discovery of these pottery artifacts, primarily in palaces and sacred temples, suggests that Minoan ceramics were not merely everyday objects. They played a significant role in religious rituals and spiritual ceremonies. Some archaeologists believe that the secret ceramic making techniques may have been considered sacred knowledge, exclusively passed down through oral tradition among elite craftsmen and high-ranking priests. Consequently, as the Minoan civilization declined due to devastating natural disasters and continuous warfare, this invaluable ceramic knowledge swiftly vanished. Today, despite significant advancements in ceramic technology, recreating the extraordinary durability of Minoan ceramics remains a considerable challenge. These ancient artifacts not only represent the advanced capabilities of a long-gone civilization, but also stand as clear evidence that human history has produced incredibly sophisticated materials technologies that once lost are often impossible to recover completely. 34. The Phoenicians' storm-resistant sailing ships. Over 3,000 years ago, upon the turbulent waves of the Mediterranean Sea, Phoenician sailing vessels courageously ventured to distant, uncharted lands, establishing trade routes and spreading their culture throughout the ancient world. Yet, what astonishes modern maritime researchers isn't merely the bravery of Phoenician sailors, but rather the extraordinary design of their sailing ships, allegedly capable of withstanding even the fiercest storms at sea. What secret knowledge enabled the Phoenicians to construct ships so resilient, so ingeniously crafted? Ancient Greek and Roman records frequently praise the Phoenicians as unmatched masters of shipbuilding and maritime navigation. Historical texts recount that Phoenician vessels incorporated unique, specialized construction methods that allowed them to withstand the harshest oceanic conditions. Their sturdy ship hulls were reinforced with distinct wood-joining techniques and special fastening methods, while their sails were skillfully designed, allowing sailors to maintain control even amidst the most violent winds. Indeed, ancient legends speak of these ships as if protected by divine intervention, seemingly floating safely through storms that destroyed all other vessels. Modern researchers have discovered shipwreck fragments and archaeological remains of Phoenician ships on the seabed, each demonstrating remarkable sophistication in their construction techniques. Phoenician shipbuilders meticulously selected water-resistant wood varieties, combining them with natural resins possessing exceptional waterproofing and salt-resistant properties. Notably, the Phoenicians employed unique joining methods unlike anything else of their era, using rectangular or trapezoidal wooden pegs and copper clamps that greatly enhanced structural strength and resilience. Yet how could the ancient Phoenicians grasp and expertly apply these advanced maritime engineering principles without access to modern measurement tools or calculations? One theory suggests that Phoenician shipbuilders possessed knowledge and practical expertise accumulated over many centuries. Each vessel was the culmination of generations of experimentation, refinement, and oral transmission of closely guarded secrets. The absence of any detailed written accounts describing Phoenician shipbuilding techniques, however, makes it nearly impossible for contemporary researchers to replicate their methods accurately. Could it be that the ancient Phoenicians deliberately kept these secrets to maintain a vital commercial advantage, strictly passing this knowledge orally among elite master shipbuilders? Another compelling idea proposes that Phoenician ships embodied not only advanced technology but also deep spiritual beliefs and rituals. Many Phoenician vessels were adorned with symbols of their deities and protective charms, suggesting each ship was considered to possess its own spiritual essence, protected by divine forces of the sea. Perhaps the remarkable effectiveness of their ships stemmed from an invisible fusion of unparalleled craftsmanship and profound spiritual confidence, giving Phoenician sailors extraordinary composure and courage in the face of nature's most daunting challenges. Unfortunately, these remarkable secrets disappeared entirely with the decline of Phoenician civilization. As great port cities like Tyre and Sidon succumbed to wars and invasions, their skilled artisans, shipwrights, and master navigators dispersed, or perished, leading to the rapid loss of their exceptional maritime knowledge. This incredible naval technology, which allowed the Phoenicians to dominate the seas for centuries, thus quietly sank into the depths of history, leaving behind only tantalizing clues to its existence. 35. The Qin Empire's mysterious mercury technology. Buried deep beneath the earth in Shanxi Province, China, the massive tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor who unified China, continues to hide a remarkable secret that modern science has yet to fully unravel. Ancient texts vividly describe a vast artificial river of mercury, a silver ocean flowing around the subterranean palace of the powerful emperor. Astonishingly, contemporary scientific research has confirmed the presence of extremely high mercury concentrations within the tomb, proving that ancient Chinese civilization had mastered not only the extraction and refinement of mercury, but also the handling of massive quantities of this dangerously toxic material. But how exactly did the ancient Qin Empire develop mercury processing techniques so sophisticated that they exceed our modern imagination? When archaeologists conducted geological surveys and radar scans around the tomb, they detected mercury levels dozens of times higher than normal, validating ancient historical records like those of historian Sima Qian, who documented this magnificent mercury river in his famous Records of the Grand Historian. According to these writings, Qin Shi Huang intended to recreate his entire empire within his underground mausoleum, with the immense mercury rivers symbolizing China's major waterways. To accomplish such an enormous feat, ancient artisans needed to extract, refine, and safely manage tons of mercury, a challenging and incredibly hazardous task even by today's technological standards. Modern scientists estimate that the amount of mercury in Qin Shi Huang's tomb could range from tens to possibly hundreds of tons, a massive quantity demanding highly precise and carefully controlled processes. Mercury typically occurs naturally in cinnabar ore, and extracting pure mercury requires maintaining stable, extremely high temperatures and meticulous management to prevent fatal accidents. So what specific techniques and tools did the ancient Qin employ to safely carry out this extraordinary process? One theory suggests that Qin craftsmen developed specialized mercury furnaces capable of consistently maintaining high temperatures and precisely controlling oxidation conditions, allowing them to efficiently separate pure mercury from cinnabar ore. However, archaeologists have yet to uncover any physical evidence of these furnaces, leaving the precise mercury refinement techniques of the Qin Empire shrouded in mystery. Could it be that these methods were deliberately kept secret by a small group of elite metallurgists or alchemists, and upon completing their work, all evidence was destroyed or buried to safeguard this knowledge? Another possibility is that ancient Qin engineers mastered the safe handling and storage of mercury using airtight materials such as fired clay, lacquer, or specific organic compounds resistant to mercury's highly corrosive effects. Perhaps their strategic combination of these materials created a perfectly sealed environment, effectively preventing mercury vapor leakage and preserving the substance intact for millennia. Yet how exactly they achieved such detailed chemical and physical knowledge remains an open and intriguing question. Even more fascinating, some theories propose that the Mercury River was not merely decorative or symbolic, but served vital roles in spiritual rituals, alchemical practices, or perhaps as part of an elaborate defensive mechanism protecting the emperor's tomb. Could it be that the ancient Qin were well aware of Mercury's toxic properties and intentionally utilized it to deter grave robbers? Or did Qin Shi Huang himself believe the silvery river held mystical properties that could guard his body eternally, aligning with his lifelong pursuit of immortality? 36. The Incas' anti-earthquake construction techniques. High among the towering peaks of the Andes Mountains lies Machu Picchu, one of humanity's greatest architectural wonders. For centuries, this remarkable site has withstood numerous powerful earthquakes, astonishing modern scientists and architects alike. What's truly fascinating isn't just the site's breathtaking beauty, but the extraordinary methods the ancient Incas used to build it. Massive stone blocks fitted together perfectly without mortar or any binding material, yet capable of enduring even the most violent tremors. How exactly did the ancient Incas construct buildings that surpassed today's earthquake-resistant standards? Analyzing structures such as Machu Picchu, Sacsayhuaman, and Ollantaytambo, researchers have marveled at the remarkable sophistication of Inca construction methods. Each stone was meticulously carved and fitted together with almost unbelievable precision, forming robust walls that could flex slightly whenever the ground shook. This flexible oscillation was the critical factor that allowed Inca structures to effectively disperse seismic forces, preventing collapse even during intense earthquakes. What's even more impressive to modern engineers is how the Incas handled stones of varying shapes and sizes. Rather than merely aligning huge stone blocks with mechanical precision, Inca builders carefully selected and arranged each stone to mutually support one another, balancing weight and pressure perfectly across the entire structure. This sophisticated method of stone placement was the true secret behind the remarkable resilience of Inca architecture, enabling it to endure some of the Andes' largest earthquakes nearly intact. Some scientists suggest the Incas used a specialized approach in construction, continuously testing their walls by applying force or even utilizing natural minor tremors to evaluate their resilience and flexibility. Through generations of practical experimentation, the Incas refined this technique into something so perfected that modern engineers still struggle to replicate it fully. But this raises an important question. How could an ancient civilization lacking modern measuring and calculation tools achieve such extraordinary engineering precision? Another possibility is that the Incas had a profound understanding of the region's geology and natural physics. Perhaps they recognized the natural movement of rocks and optimal pressure points and skillfully incorporated this knowledge into their buildings. Local legends speak of the Incas believing mountains and stones possessed their own spirits and energies, and that harmonizing construction with nature provided the ultimate defense against disasters. Could this be an implicit message about the essential harmony between spirituality and engineering? However impressive their earthquake-resistant construction methods were, this vital knowledge tragically vanished with the swift collapse of the Inca Empire. When Spanish conquerors ravaged this advanced civilization, skilled stonemasons, architects, and engineers were scattered or killed, causing their techniques to quickly fade from history. Now only the enduring stone monuments remain amidst the Andean wilderness, silently testifying to a mysterious construction technology once possessed and later tragically lost by humanity. Today, as modern society searches for safer construction methods to withstand increasingly severe natural disasters, the ancient earthquake-proof techniques of the Incas once again serve as both inspiration and cautionary tale. Will future scientists and engineers rediscover and apply these hidden principles to create stronger, more resilient structures? Or will history repeat itself, causing us to lose these invaluable lessons yet again? Perhaps the timeless stones of Machu Picchu are not just evidence of remarkable Inca engineering, but also a profound reminder of the importance of respecting, preserving, and learning from knowledge that otherwise risks fading into the shadows of time. 37. The Chimu civilization's secret of ultra-pure gold refining. Long before the rise of the Inca Empire and their dominion over the Andes, another civilization, less known yet equally mysterious, ruled the coastal lands of northern Peru. This was the Chimu civilization, renowned for their extraordinary skill in refining gold and crafting jewelry of astonishing purity, surpassing the standards of their time. Even today, golden artifacts unearthed from Chimu archaeological sites still gleam brilliantly, as if untouched by the passage of millennia. This raises a profound question. How did the Chimu achieve such remarkable levels of gold purity? And why did this exceptional technology vanish entirely with the rise of the Inca? When archaeologists examined Chimu golden artifacts, they were astounded by the exceptional purity of the metal. Modern analyses have revealed that Chimu gold often exceeded 95% purity, a remarkably high standard, almost unimaginable for the ancient world. These stunning adornments not only showcase captivating beauty, but also exhibit exquisite craftsmanship, featuring intricate patterns meticulously detailed down to the millimeter. Despite such exceptional artistry, archaeologists have yet to uncover any clear traces of specific gold refining tools or workshops, leaving the methods used by the Chimu shrouded in mystery. One prevailing hypothesis suggests that the Chimu utilized a unique gold refining process, masterfully blending sophisticated chemical and physical techniques to eliminate nearly all impurities from naturally occurring gold. Some researchers theorize the Chimu harnessed natural substances such as salt, charcoal, and rare local minerals to efficiently separate gold from impurities like silver and copper, resulting in unparalleled purity. However, despite numerous attempts by modern science, this precise Chimu method has yet to be successfully replicated, keeping it an unsolved technical secret. Another possibility is that the Chimu possessed special expertise in controlling temperature and oxidation conditions within their furnaces. They may have developed specialized kilns or used unique refining techniques involving organic materials like tree leaves or resin, creating ideal conditions to perfectly separate gold from other metals and contaminants. Unfortunately, due to the absence of surviving written records, this remains speculative, supported only by modern scientific analyses. So what caused this advanced gold refining technology of the Chimu civilization to completely vanish following the rise of the Inca Empire? One widely accepted explanation is that when the Inca conquered and absorbed the Chimu kingdom, they either deliberately or inadvertently destroyed the Chimu's sophisticated gold workshops, dispersing their skilled artisans. Master goldsmiths, holders of these invaluable secrets, were either forced to work under the new rulers or perished in war, causing their extraordinary techniques to fade quickly into oblivion. Moreover, some researchers suggest that Chimu's refining secrets were closely guarded oral traditions, passed down only within a small, elite group of artisans and priests, and never formally documented. When the Chimu elite were destroyed or scattered by conquest, this fragile chain of oral knowledge was broken, resulting in the permanent loss of this extraordinary technology. Thus, the dazzling golden treasures of the Chimu civilization not only testify to their once unmatched skill in metallurgy, but also remind us poignantly how easily precious knowledge can be lost, buried beneath the sands of time, awaiting rediscovery. 38. Ancient Rome's mysterious color. Changing glass. Within the grand palaces and enigmatic temples of ancient Rome, legends circulated about an extraordinary invention almost too wondrous to believe, a type of glass capable of spontaneously changing colors in response to sunlight and temperature. Ancient stories recount Roman emperors and noble families adorning their tables with cups and their palaces with windows crafted from this miraculous material, both as symbols of power and to create an atmosphere of enchantment and mystique. Yet even today, the technology behind Roman color-changing glass remains a fiercely debated enigma among scientists. Was it reality, or merely a legend born from the fertile imaginations of ancient historians? Historical texts such as Pliny the Elder's Naturalis Historia clearly described a remarkable kind of color-changing glass that the Romans purportedly created. According to these ancient accounts, the mysterious material could shift from transparent clarity to shades of blue, yellow, violet, or even deep red, depending on external light intensity and temperature. This claim intrigues modern scientists deeply, given that humanity only officially invented photochromic glass, capable of changing color based on exposure to light, in the 20th century. How could the ancient Romans, armed with only primitive tools, have possibly developed such a sophisticated, seemingly futuristic material? One popular hypothesis suggests that Roman glassmakers discovered a unique chemical formulation, combining silica-rich sand with rare metallic minerals like silver or gold at extraordinarily high temperatures. Modern chemical research supports, at least theoretically, the possibility of adding tiny particles of metals such as silver or gold into molten glass, thereby creating striking color-changing effects under specific lighting conditions. However, to precisely control this process in ancient times, Roman craftsmen would have required an extraordinary level of chemical and technical knowledge, a notion modern scientists still regard with skepticism. An alternative theory is that the stories of Roman color-changing glass may simply have been exaggerations or misunderstandings of natural optical phenomena. Researchers speculate that under certain unique lighting conditions, some types of Roman glass might have produced optical illusions, giving observers the impression that the glass was altering its color. This could explain why archaeologists have never uncovered definitive physical evidence of such advanced technology. The color-changing glass described by ancient historians might merely have been fascinating, natural optical effects misunderstood and embellished by observers lacking in-depth scientific understanding. However, more daring hypotheses exist. Some researchers argue that ancient Rome truly did possess the secret of genuine color-changing glass, but that this advanced technology was intentionally hidden or destroyed following the collapse of the Roman Empire. Historical scholars have indeed discovered records indicating that Roman emperors occasionally concealed or eliminated inventions they feared could diminish the value of precious metals or cause economic and political disruption. Could it be that color-changing glass was one of these tightly controlled and ultimately lost inventions? Today, despite numerous attempts by scientists to recreate this mythical Roman material based on ancient descriptions, the results remain inconclusive. The absence of verified archaeological specimens further deepens the mystery surrounding ancient Rome's color-changing glass. Is this merely a beautiful legend reflecting humanity's timeless desire to master nature? Or did the Romans truly possess a marvel of materials science, tragically lost amid the turbulent upheavals of history? 39. Acoustic secrets in ancient Mayan temples. Hidden deep within the lush, tropical forests of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, ancient Maya temples still silently guard one of humanity's most astonishing architectural techniques: their ability to precisely design and control acoustics. Archaeologists visiting iconic ruins such as Chichen Itza and Tikal have uncovered astonishing acoustic phenomena that continue to amaze even modern architects and sound engineers. With just a simple clap of the hands, the echoes that return uncannily resemble the sacred call of the Quetzal bird, or allow the voice of a priest to be carried clearly and distinctly across hundreds of meters of open space. How exactly did the ancient Maya achieve such precise and stunning acoustic effects? Detailed analysis of Maya temple structures has revealed a surprisingly advanced understanding of acoustics. Walls, stairways, and even decorative motifs previously assumed purely artistic were actually arranged with extreme precision to form sophisticated sound resonance structures. This demonstrates that the Maya possessed an astonishingly deep comprehension of acoustic physics, far beyond what we would typically expect from an ancient civilization. Especially remarkable is the Pyramid of Kukulkan, also known as El Castillo at Chichen Itza. Modern acoustic tests confirm that the mysterious echo resembling the Quetzal bird's call, created when clapping at the pyramid's base, is absolutely intentional. The Maya purposefully engineered the steps, walls, and angles of this pyramid so that reflected sounds would blend together perfectly, creating an extraordinary acoustic effect, rich in religious and spiritual significance. One theory proposes that the Maya developed these techniques through centuries of meticulous observation and experimentation. Perhaps they closely studied how sound naturally resonates within caves and valleys, then applied these natural acoustic principles deliberately into their constructed temples. Yet how exactly did a civilization lacking modern acoustic measurement tools achieve such astonishing precision in their sound designs? Another fascinating possibility is that the Maya's acoustic mastery was not purely scientific, but deeply intertwined with their spiritual and religious practices. It is possible that through meditation and ceremonial experiences, Maya priests understood a profound connection between sound and human consciousness. They may have intentionally designed temple acoustics not only to enhance the mystical atmosphere during sacred rituals, but also to create a powerful emotional and spiritual connection, elevating the ceremonial experience to unprecedented depths. Unfortunately, these incredible acoustic techniques quickly faded into obscurity with the mysterious collapse of the ancient Maya civilization. The architects and priests who held these remarkable sound design secrets either vanished or were unable to pass down their invaluable knowledge. Transmitted orally among small groups, this acoustic expertise simply could not withstand the destructive forces of war and time, leaving us today with an enduring mystery, an ancient acoustic legacy we may never fully unravel. 40. Floating city construction techniques of the Khmer Empire. Hidden within Cambodia's dense tropical forests, the mysterious ruins of Angkor, the once glorious capital of the Khmer Empire, still stand as an enduring testament to the extraordinary ingenuity and intellectual brilliance of an ancient civilization. Angkor is renowned not only for its majestic stone temples, such as Angkor Wat, but also for a sophisticated water management system and remarkable floating urban infrastructure, which allowed the Khmer to establish and expand their enormous city within a vast flood-prone region. But how exactly did the ancient Khmer master such complex building techniques? And why did these advanced methods vanish without a trace into the currents of history? As archaeologists delved deeper into Angkor's infrastructure, they quickly realized that the heart of Khmer civilization lay not just in its towering temples, but also in an immense network of canals, artificial reservoirs known as barays, and ingeniously engineered water control mechanisms. This sophisticated system enabled the Khmer not only to overcome recurring floods and droughts, but also created ideal conditions for agriculture, urban growth, and sustaining a massive population amidst challenging climatic conditions. Giant man-made lakes like the West Baray and East Baray didn't merely store water, They were integral parts of a highly refined hydraulic network that meticulously balanced and regulated the environment throughout Angkor's sprawling urban expanse. The true secret behind the Khmer's achievements lies in their astonishing skill at building and precisely controlling water flows, something that even modern hydraulic engineers find extraordinary. Angkor's canal system was constructed with remarkable precision, incorporating sluice gates and adjustable dams to allow flexible control over water distribution. Archaeologists discovered that the Khmer employed a unique combination of baked clay, laterite, and organic materials to construct remarkably durable and waterproof structures. Most astonishing, however, is how they managed to accurately calculate and regulate water flow throughout such a massive hydraulic system without access to modern measurement tools. Some researchers speculate that the Khmer gradually developed this expertise through centuries of practical experimentation and careful observation of nature. By closely studying rainfall cycles and flood patterns, they acquired a profound understanding of their environment's rhythms and adapted these insights into their sophisticated water management infrastructure. Yet, if this was indeed the case, why didn't these invaluable techniques persist or spread beyond Angkor's borders when the Khmer Empire collapsed in the 15th century? Why did such advanced knowledge rapidly fade into historical obscurity? Perhaps the answer lies in the very factors that brought about Angkor's decline. Recent studies suggest that although Angkor's water management infrastructure was impressively sophisticated, it depended heavily on meticulous maintenance and precise operation. As warfare, internal strife, and severe climate changes disrupted Khmer society, the empire lost its capacity to properly maintain the system. Canals became blocked, reservoirs filled with sediment, and the specialists, engineers, architects, and priests who preserved crucial knowledge of the system were scattered or killed in the upheaval. With the collapse of their hydraulic lifeline, the sprawling city of Angkor soon became uninhabitable, forcing residents to abandon their once thriving metropolis. Today, the silent ruins of Angkor stand not only as monuments to Khmer architectural genius, but also as poignant reminders of how even the most extraordinary human achievements can vanish into history when critical knowledge and expertise are lost. Throughout our entire journey exploring the mysterious ancient technologies that once flourished but then quietly faded into the depths of history, we come to realize that humanity's past is far more extraordinary than we ever imagined. From the sophisticated Antikythera mechanism, the enigmatic Greek fire, to the remarkable earthquake-resistant building techniques of the Inca, and even the majestic floating cities of the Khmer Empire, each example demonstrates that humanity once possessed astonishing knowledge and ingenuity, achievements that continue to awe and inspire modern science today. Yet this journey is not just about marveling at the wonders of our past, it also serves as an important reminder for us today. The loss of these ancient technologies underscores the fragility of knowledge. A single upheaval, a single forgotten generation, or an interruption in the transmission of wisdom can erase forever the most valuable secrets humanity ever possessed. Will we, in the future, learn from these lessons, carefully safeguarding and developing our precious knowledge, or will history repeat itself, leaving future generations to regret what we once held but failed to preserve? The quest to uncover our past never truly ends, and history's secrets continually await those who are curious and persistent enough to discover them. If you enjoyed this historical journey and wish to explore even more captivating stories from the past, please subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, and share your thoughts on other ancient mysteries you'd like us to explore next. Thank you for accompanying us on this fascinating adventure to its very end. Always keep your curiosity and passion for discovery alive, because humanity's history remains an endless treasure chest waiting for you and me to uncover together. See you in the next video.